The following is a product of Studio 42.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is football time in Texas.
From Studio 42 on HoweEnterprise.com, this is Howe Bulldogs football.
From 0-10 to watch us win and jump into the playoffs.
Howe Bulldogs football is brought to you by Scoggins Funeral Home, Baker Air Conditioning and Heating, Independent Financial, GCEC, Sonic of Howe.
Here goes Cooper Jones, 35-30, looking for a block 15, cuts it inside. It's touchdown time in Texas.
Also brought to you by Corey Hernandez State Farm, Brother Plumber, Attorney Micah Belden, Hit, Roof and Exteriors, Michelle Carney Photography.
Murphy picked it off, and he did. A great pick by the Murph.
Also brought to you by Howe Athletic Booster Club, TechWave, Knight Furniture, Ed Meacham State Farm, the Llama Realty Group.
Ulmer caught inside the 10 to the 5. Right corner, he's in. It's touchdown time in Texas.
Also brought to you by All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights, Texoma Land and Home Realty Team, Rapid Electric.
And we want to line it up, and hopefully we do that a whole bunch more times.
Now let's open the Rapid Electric tailgate party and join the voice of the Howe Bulldogs, Monty Walker.
Let's face it, losing stinks. Losing to a great team even stinks. But losing when you beat yourself is the absolute worst feeling. Howe turned the ball over a presumed record 8 times a week ago to Honey Grove on opening night. It was ugly, and they readily admit it.
You know, whenever you have a game like that, there's nothing good to say about it. You know, you can't sugarcoat it. It wasn't good. We didn't perform very well. And
starting quarterback Cooper Jones was lost to a knee injury on the second play of the second half. Insert Colin Murphy, who will get the start tonight to become the third starting quarterback since the Austin Haley era ended last October. The Dogs travel to Tom Bean tonight to try to get back on track against a program they have throttled over the years. But nothing is guaranteed as Tom Bean comes in with a 1-0 record after defeating Cumbie. Howe hits the road for the first time in 2023. It's the Howe Bulldogs and the Tom Bean Tomcats, and it's football time in Texas.
You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party.
Here's some things to never mess with if you're not a trained professional. Caging a bulldog. Removing copperheads. And electricity. Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric. Rapid Electric is here for all your electrical needs. Just like you wouldn't try to become a pro boxer or president. Not a joke. You need a pro to keep your electricity humming. Don't get shocked. Rapid Electric serves the Grayson County area. Call them at 903-421-8100.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, an old-school black and white Howe Bulldog. In criminal defense, you need someone who fights like a bulldog. Call me now if you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas. My number is 903-744-4252. We'll set up a free consultation. You will find out that I'm rough, tough, and I can't get enough. I'm board certified in criminal law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas. Visit my website at shermancriminallawyer.com.
At Grayson Cullen Electric Cooperative, GCEC, we have been around for over 80 years and are governed by 7 principles: open and voluntary membership, democratic member control, members' economic participation, autonomy and independence, education, training, and information, cooperation among cooperatives, and concern for community. One of our communities is Howe, Texas, and GCEC is proud to support the Howe Bulldogs.
You might know that State Farm agent Corey Hernandez has great service. Corey is your good neighbor after all. But did you know State Farm has surprisingly great rates too? That's right. State Farm agent Corey Hernandez is here to help you select the right protection at the right price. Corey will make sure you understand your State Farm coverages so you'll know what to expect if the unexpected happens. Call State Farm agent Corey Hernandez at 903-893-8400 or visit insurancequotetexoma.com. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party. Let's join Monty Walker with the Scoggins Funeral Home Senior Spotlight.
This week's Senior Spotlight is Ethan Mayo, Senior Defensive End. Ethan, who's your favorite teacher?
My favorite teacher would probably have to be Coach Forsyth, and he's probably my favorite coach as well.
Yeah, that was my next question. Favorite coach. So, what about Forsyth is it that makes you a big Forsyth fan?
He's just got a good attitude. He's always putting us in a good mood, and he's always looking out for us, man.
So you guys, as little kids, won a whole bunch of Super Bowls as young football players. What do you remember about those days?
Man, not much, man. It felt like yesterday, though. Felt like yesterday that we were winning all the Super Bowls. Now we're in high school, about to graduate. It's a lot on us, man.
So you also play baseball. What's your favorite, football or baseball?
I'd probably have to say football, just because football is way more violent, and it's more of a team sport, I feel like. I really like it more.
What's in store for Ethan Mayo after Howe High School?
After high school, I'm looking to be an electrician, probably working with my dad, probably be a digital marketer, somewhere along those lines.
If you're an electrician, you're going to make a lot of money. You know that, right?
Maybe. It just depends.
Who can you be found hanging out with these days?
My friends, my family.
When Bryce Crosby went down a year ago, you stepped up and played well and kind of cemented your spot at defensive end. What's it been like being a starter now and being a leader?
Yeah, man, when Crosby went down, we were all sad for him, but I knew that was when I had to step in and felt like I really filled in his role. And it's been a lot, but I think I can handle it.
Honey Grove last week, I know we don't really want to talk about that, 62-0. How has the team responded, though, this week?
Well, this week we've actually put in a lot more stuff on offense, on defense. We've been picking up blitzes. We've been doing a lot to really work on our craft, and I feel like next week, or I should say this week, we're going to be better.
Tom Bean, you've seen film. What's your thoughts?
I think we're going to kick the crap out of him.
That is Ethan Mayo, your senior defensive end, for your senior spotlight.
Tonight's senior spotlight has been brought to you by Scoggins Funeral Home. You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate.
No one wants to talk about losing a loved one. The grief that is put on your family is troublesome. Scoggins Funeral Home strives to make that most difficult time the easiest. We want your loved one to be sent off in the best way possible, with your wishes at heart. Call us at 903-482-5225 or visit our website at scogginsfuneralhome.com. 903-482-5225. Our location on Van Alstyne Parkway makes everything close for your needs. 903-482-5225. Scoggins Funeral Home. Who's your local plumber? Brother Plumber. It's good to know someone local and someone you can trust when your home or office drops the ball.
Main line break, 15 yards.
Brother Plumber is plumb professional and serves not only Howe, but also all of Grayson County. And you can save yourself 10% if you mention Go Bulldogs. Visit us online at brotherplumber.com. We'd love to help. Brother Plumber is one call away at 469-968-4487. Visit us online at brotherplumber.com. Remember, Go Bulldogs. At Independent Financial, supporting our community is at the heart of what we do, which is why we are pleased to support the Howe Bulldogs. Investing in others and helping our neighbors thrive is what we do, and our friendly, knowledgeable banking team is rooting for you in your financial success. Whether you're saving for college, planning for your family's future, or working to grow your business, we'd love to help you accomplish your goals. Come see us at our location on South Denny or visit us at ifinancial.com. Go Bulldogs! We're cheering for a winning season. Member FDIC. Here's some things to never mess with if you're not a trained professional. Caging a bulldog. Removing copperheads. And electricity. Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric. Rapid Electric is here for all your electrical needs. Just like you wouldn't try to become a pro boxer or president. Not a joke. You need a pro to keep your electricity humming. Don't get shocked. Rapid Electric serves the Grayson County area. Call them at 903-421-8100.
You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party. Let's join Monty Walker with the Independent Financial Coach's Corner with Lance Bryan.
All right, Coach.
And with that, Justin White, it is football time in Texas.
Assuming we have audio, can people hear us?
I think people can hear us. I just happened to look down and I didn't see any levels going on, so I apologize to those who might have
had an audio issue with us. I think we're back to all levels.
Well, fortunately, there's no game time missed.
Exactly.
So national anthem and just in time for kickoff.
All right, well, I don't know when we dropped off, but Howe won the toss, and they elected to receive, which they'll do so here momentarily. The sun is supposed to go down at 7:51. We may get a few minutes earlier from that here, being up high and the tree line and the bleachers in front of us. We may get a couple of minutes.
We got 19 ready to kick this.
So back deep for the Bulldogs will be Braden Ulmer and Caden Dunn. I doubt the ball will get to them. The up men are Garrett Rogers and Malachi Daly. Eli Stoner and Bo Stevens in front of them at the 30-yard line. To do the kicking is Danielle Ruiz Gonzalez. Right-footed kicker bangs it away. A high kick going to be taken by Caden Dunn at the 23-yard line. He'll be driven down hard. No, he breaks away. Look out. He's got the 40 near midfield at the 48-yard line. A great job early on by Caden Dunn to get the Bulldogs off to a great start with great field position near midfield. They'll actually spot it at the 45-yard line.
I always thought that kid's got a lot of speed. I like seeing it. And looked like he got knocked down, but able to bounce out of it and get about 10, 15 more yards out of it in great field position for the Bulldogs, starting out their own 45.
So here we go, 1st and 10, right to left go the Howe Bulldogs towards the south. Field runs north and south here in Tom Bean, Texas. Michael Riddle breaks the huddle, comes to the line of scrimmage, about a 5-yard huddle. Colin Murphy in his first start of his high school career. 2 men beside him, and here's a handoff on the first play to Braden Ulmer around the left edge. Got some running room, got the 50. Lowers his shoulder and rolls over a defender at the 45-yard line. Great run by BU to pick up a first down on play number 1.
Nothing but a read option. Give it to Ulmer around that left edge. Had a lot of green in front of him, and then lowered his shoulder, gave an exclamation point at the end of that run. And already into Tomcat territory.
Ball now at the 43-yard line. Little movement up front, but no call there. Murphy, handoff, knocks bounds. He'll get the 40-yard line before being driven backwards by a host of Tomcats.
Number 5 on the carry.
For about 3 yards up to the 40-yard line.
The Tomcats.
Trying to get Bounds involved. He had 36 yards, had a long run there late in the game last week, but hadn't got to see much of anybody last week as the offense kind of stalled, but about a 3-yard run there up the middle for Bounds.
Murphy owns the huddle. Don't know what kind of throwing arm. I know in baseball he's got a pretty good arm for center field, but that's a whole different throwing motion. 2 receivers will go out to the right, including Rogers, Bo Stevens, and now Knox Bounds will bump out there as trips to the right. Malachi Daly near side, handoff Braden Ulmer. He and Murphy collided for a moment, and that ends the momentum for BU as he's going to lose perhaps a yard back to the 41-yard line.
Nathaniel Davis making the tackle, coming from the defensive tackle position on that read option. And Ulmer was, taken down immediately. So 3rd down and 7, 3rd down and 8, really.
Well, Howe still, with their style of offense, could go 2 more downs here.
Yeah, it's probably 4 down territory.
But you got to pick up 4 or 5 right here. 2 backs in the backfield, straddling Murphy, handoff, knocks bounds, looking outside on a buck sweep. He's got the 40, turns it upfield, flag down, and so is Knox Bounds at the 37-yard line. Check the flag, which generally in that area is holding, which will put Howe perhaps in a situation that's not doable, but it will still remain 3rd down.
I believe holding was the call, I believe.
Holding on the offense.
Yeah, they're going to back it up on the Howe side of the field now, back to the 49-yard line, which to me looks like an 8-yard penalty. So a spot foul.
Yeah.
So it's 3rd down, and we're going to call it about 19, 18. Murphy in the gun. Will he throw for the first time? He does roll out. Somebody right in his face. Murphy's going to tuck it and run. Picks up good yardage up to the 41-yard line. He gets a big chunk of it back, and now Howe's got a decision to make.
Man, he rolled to his left. I think he was planning on throwing that, but he had Colin Cherry, I believe he was the defensive outside linebacker, coming right at him, and so he had to tuck it and run, cut it upfield. He kind of made something out of nothing, but yeah, it's 4th and 8, and I don't see any kind of punt team, so this is 4-down territory for
I think that was
Bulldogs.
Dallas Peavy maybe that was right in his face. So it's 4th down. Let's see, as you mentioned, no punt team coming out on the field. Howe's trying to pick up 8 right here on 4th down. Murphy in the gun with Bounds will dot him. It's a power eye look. Murphy's going to take off and run around the left edge looking for blocks. He's got a little seam around the left edge. Not going to have enough for a first down. They spot him at the 36-yard line. It'll be a turnover on downs, but a nice pickup to give Howe a little bit more cushion as they back Tom Bean up a little bit more back to the 36-yard line.
The penalty really hurt them earlier in that holding penalty, dropped them back. And his quarterback power to the left side and had Ulmer and Bounds blocking for him. And Murphy did a good job trying to get around that corner and tightrope in that sideline, but knocked out about 2 or 3 yards short. So Tom Bean will come out with their first possession of the game.
It'll be 1st and 10 now, moving left to right from our vantage point in Tom Bean, Texas. The Tomcats come out of the sidelines, and now they come straight to the line of scrimmage. 21 on the play clock. Coming split out to the near side will be Braylon Barrett. In the backfield will be Hagan Darney and quarterback Bobby Rogers. Rogers in the gun. Wants the snap, claps, gets it. Handoff to Darney, left edge. He finds a little bit of a crease up the left hash before he's brought down by Eli Stoner. Gain of about 3.5, maybe 4 yards on first down.
The read option got to Darney. Darney, they'll have his listed height, but he's not very big. He's probably about 5'7", 5'6", 5'7". Got a little speed to get a couple of 4 or 5 yards there on the carry.
Here's Rogers on the left side, picks up the first down and more, 40. Chased down by Stoner and run out of bounds near the 30-yard line. The first big play of the night goes way of the Tom Bean Tomcats as they'll spot it at the 33-yard line inside Howe territory.
Rogers on that read option, kept it himself. Broke a tackle. Some poor tackling by the Bulldogs there on that defensive.
27 yards on the pickup by Rogers. And he goes back to the gun. No score, 7:55 on the clock here in the first. Handoff Darney, met in the backfield by Dylan Patterson. That was face mask to face mask, and Patterson wrapped his arms around him and just sprung him down.
I mean, yeah, Patterson, as soon as Darney got that ball, Patterson was right there in his face, brought back to the line of scrimmage. And the defense, this Bulldog defense needed that little shot in the arm there.
Loss of 3 back to the 36-yard line. 2 receivers left, 1 down here at the bottom. And that's Barrett at the bottom. In the slot on the far side is Garrett Kelly. And split out wide is Brody Pearson. 2nd down and 13 for Tom Bean. Man goes in motion. And Rogers wants to throw. Deep ball right side. All alone is Barrett at the 5. He could have walked the dog into the end zone. 6-0. Tom Bean takes the first lead of the night with 7:03 left to go in the first quarter.
Boy, the Bulldogs bit on the run there. And Braylon and Rogers just a good touch there to Barrett. Barrett, all he had to do was catch it. He was 4 or 5 yards ahead of the defense, or behind the defense, excuse me. Beautiful pass by Bobby Rogers.
So on for the PAT will be Daniel Ruiz-Gonzalez. And his kick looks high, but wide to the left. So it will remain 6-0 here at Tom Bean Stadium in Tom Bean, Texas. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll be right back right after this.
If you're a small business owner in Howe, Texas, think about everything you need to help your business succeed. You need a plan, happy customers, and an insurance agent that gets you. My name is Corey Hernandez, and I run a State Farm agency. Because I'm a small business owner myself, I understand the unique needs of local business owners. My office and I will make it easy to choose the right protection for you at the right price. Call State Farm agent Corey Hernandez at 903-893-8400 or visit InsuranceQuoteXHoma.com for your small business needs today.
I'm attorney Micah Belden. Call me now if you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas. My number is 903-744-4252. We'll set up a free consultation. You will find out that I'm rough, tough, and I can't get enough. I'm board certified in criminal law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas. Visit my website at shermancriminallawyer.com.
Number 19, ready to kick from the
Welcome back to Tom Bean Stadium. Monty Walker along with Justin White, Jake Roberts, who we haven't heard from yet, and Stephen Braswell, who we have yet to hear from. Jake, take it away.
Oh, okay.
His eyes got huge.
You like now?
And here's the kick. We'll talk to you in just a moment, Jake. Here is Caden Dunn, who drops this kickoff. Comes to the middle of the field now, being chased down. This time he's not going to be able to get away. The drop on the kickoff really hurt all momentum, and Howe will now start deep in their own territory at their own 12-yard line. For the first time tonight, let's hear from Stephen Braswell. Braswell's going to turn on his mic. I know he's looking for it. Here we go. What's the stat indication look like for Howe on that first drive?
Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Looks like for Howe, first one was a little slow here, sorry. Colin Murphy had 2 rushes, 15 yards. Braden Ulmer, 2 rushes for 11 yards, and Knox 1 for 3.
6:53 on the clock here in quarter number 1. We'll talk to Caroline in here in just a moment. Murphy in the gun at their own 12-yard line. Snap back, he's going to run it around the right edge, cuts it up the middle. Now he escapes away, jumps over a defender on a first down run up to the 25-yard line. It's the Murphy zone.
I like that. Colin Murphy showing a little bit of that athleticism. Kind of leading it forward and just kind of dance his way up to the first down.
Let's check down with our Night Furniture sideline reporter. Caroline, can you hear us? Can we hear you?
I can hear y'all, and hopefully y'all can hear me.
We can.
Spoke too soon.
So here come the Bulldogs, 1st and 10, 6-0. Tom Bean in the lead. Knox bounds will stand to the right of Murphy. He gets the carry and is slung down immediately. That's going to be a loss of at least 1. Back to the 24-yard line. And Bounds has not had a lot of open field so far in 2023. He had the one big run a week ago, but that's really been it. The holes haven't been open for Knox Bounds.
Yeah, trying to get the read option again, and Dallas Peavy did not bite on the option. Just everybody's playing good assignment football for Tom Bean. And drops him back behind the line of scrimmage.
Daly splits out near side wide. And I think that's Braden Ulmer. No, is that Ulmer split out wide right? Here's the handoff. Nope, here's Ulmer on the buck sweep, which he runs so well. They call it a jet sweep now. Back in the day, it was a buck sweep. And he'll gain a few yards to the 29-yard line. So give BU 9, or BU, I'm sorry.
Not 9.
No, not 9. Give BU 3. BU 3. Anybody? BU 3. Do you have BU 3?
Bingo.
It'll be 3rd down and 7 as they spot the ball at the 27-yard line. Handoff, Knox bounds. Now he has some room, cuts a defender, lowers his shoulder for a first down run. Big run by Knox Bounds.
And a linebacker coming on a blitz on the right side, and Bounds went right past him, sidestepped another guy, and then another exclamation point on the end of that run for Bounds.
Well, if you ever had wonders about Knox Bounds, what he could do as a running back, he made a move there at about the 35-yard line where he just stopped on a dime, cut to his left, made a man miss, and then ran over a defender.
We didn't get to see that because he hadn't had room or places to run.
1st and 10 for Howe, moving to the south, right to left.
Murphy's going to keep it up the middle, not anywhere to go this time. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage with 4:34 left to go in the first. Tom Bean up 6-0 early in this football game.
A little bit of a high snap that delayed things just about a half a second, and nothing inside that interior line. He's lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. Just Colin Murphy.
Ball at the 38-yard line. Jake Roberts, how you doing?
Good.
What do you think about this so far?
Well, it's been interesting to see Howe's offense without Cooper Jones. And, I mean, they're definitely favoring heavily the run, so we'll see how that goes throughout the game.
Most even split out wide to the near side. Man in the slot, Garrett Rogers, I believe. And this will be a handoff. It was a delayed handoff. It took a little bit of time to get to Knox Bounds, which kind of slowed things up a little bit. Bounds ended up with the carry, but only gained a half a yard, perhaps. They'll still spot it at the 38, so officially no gain.
Well, it looks again like they're doing that read option. He's putting it in the gut of Bounds and kind of holding it and seeing what the defense is going to do, and then gives it to Bounds, and Bounds not able to get much out of it.
One thing about this football game, it may be over pretty quickly.
I'm about to say, neither team is throwing the ball a lot except for that pass by Rogers to Barrett. Otherwise, it's been all ground game for both teams.
Murphy with his feet on the 33, rolls out near side. He's going to try to tuck it and run, escapes the defender, but he steps out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage at the 37, so he's going to lose a yard, and now it's punt time for the Howe Bulldogs. And no Cooper Jones, so we'll see who comes out to punt this football away, and it appears it's going to be Michael Riddle.
Murphy, I don't know if he was even going to pass that ball or not, but he rolled to his left and just tucked it, and Peavy was right on it and pushed him out of bounds. And pretty much hardly anything on that. Gets a couple first downs on that drive. But
so Howe now will be 0 for 11 to start the season on offensive possessions.
Wow.
Here's the punt, high spiraling kick. It was caught by Eli Stoner. Thankfully, he just turned around, and the ball, it was right in his lap. Luckily, he turned around to catch it, or it would have went off of him. And then we would have had a decision to make whether the returner would have tried to pick it up or not.
It was like he was catching a pass. He just looked over his left shoulder, and all of a sudden it's right there in his breadbasket.
Well, if anyone says that Eli Stoner can't catch, that just proved it right there. Boy, he just barely turned around and brought it right in.
And he did it with ease. He just looked up and just kind of caught it and down it right there to 36.
I can tell you guys, if anyone ever was wondering who is going to be the new hype man on the sideline since Bryce Crosby's gone, it is Michael Riddles.
Michael Riddle. The hype man?
Hype man.
HYPE.
That's right.
Got it. 1st and 10, Rogers. Handoff met immediately. Ball's on the turf. Howe picks it up at the 20-yard line. There's the turnover you wanted. Gage Carr came up with it. It was caused up front by an initial hit by Dylan Patterson.
It did get out again. I don't know. And Tom Bean came out with it second time. I don't know if they're going to call him down.
I think they're going to rule it as Howe.
I think so too.
And then I think it was, what did I say, Gage Carr came up with it. They're going to rule him down, and Howe will have the ball at the Tom Bean 21-yard line.
Well, it's finally about time Howe's able to get a takeaway as opposed to giving it away. And Patterson nailed, who was that? I believe it was Darby.
He had some help. Patterson was there initially.
Yeah. And then Carr almost picked that up, scoop and score almost. All right, great field position. You got to capitalize on this.
Howe, Murphy will drop back to pass for the first time. Now he's going to scramble at 20 on the right side, far side of the field. He'll gain enough for about 5 to the 16-yard line.
And Dallas Peavy is causing a lot of havoc back there in the backfield, coming off the edge, blitzing. And he's making Murphy have to make quick decisions. And the running backs, as soon as they get the ball, Peavy's right there in their face. 2nd
down and 5 coming up, 2:28 and rolling here in quarter number 1.
They did the same thing with Murphy there, flushed him out. Murphy luckily able to avoid the tackle and get a 5-yard gain.
6-0, Tom Bean on top, but Howe knocking on the door at the 16-yard line. Bounds in the backfield to the left side of Murphy. Rogers and Malachi Daly split out wide to the left. Handoff, Knox Bounds. Finds a crease on the right side. Stumbles his way to the 5. A 1st and goal for the Howe Bulldogs. Have we seen Howe this close to the end zone yet so far this year?
Not this season, I don't believe. With Bobby Rogers with a touchdown saving tackle, just Bounds got to the second level going around that right side. and Rogers able to bring him down. Otherwise, there was nobody else in front of him.
First and goal, 1:45 on the clock.
Bounds showing he's not only fast, but has some power behind him.
He has power, he has elusiveness, and he has speed. That's just about all the things you want in a kid back there. And here is Murphy going to keep it around the left side. Back to the line of scrimmage at least, as he was kind of spinning around as he was running through the middle of the lane.
The keeper,
It'll be second down and goal
Kelly
from the 5.
We've got a couple of doses of Bounds. That time went back to the well, back to Murphy.
Our Night Furniture sideline reporter is squatting down, taking a good look at this. Is this it? Uh-oh. We heard a little bit of that. Murphy in the gun from the 4-yard line, they'll call it. Bounce to the right side of Murphy, sends a man in motion, which is BU, and they try to pitch it to him underneath, and it's a false start against Howe. Back it up. So 2 penalties are in the game. First one was very costly. We'll see how costly this one is. They'll back it up to the 9-yard line.
Yeah, somebody may have just leaned forward just a little bit too early.
Howe's head coach Lance Bryan is 6-6 for his career. He's the 27th Howe head coach, originally out of Gainesville. Played for the Leopards. Played at Hardin-Simmons in college. Most recently, the DC defensive coordinator in Sanger. Second down and goal. Murphy's going to try to run it around the right edge. Cuts it up to the 4 inside to the maybe 1-yard line. We'll see where they spot him. Closer in between the 2 and the 3, it appears. They're going to mark him at the 2. Howe's going to have 2 chances here. Is it still third down?
Yes, it's third down now, I believe. That's the last.
That is the end of the first quarter. When we come back, Howe will be knocking on the door, trying to at least tie the game, if not take the lead. It's 6-0. Tom Bean in the lead at Tom Bean Stadium. We'll be back right after this. At Grayson Cullen Electric Cooperative, GCEC, we have been around for over 80 years and are governed by 7 principles: open and voluntary membership, democratic member control, members' economic participation, autonomy and independence, education, training, and information, cooperation among cooperatives, and concern for community. One of our communities is Howe, Texas, and GCEC is proud to support the Howe Bulldogs. No one wants to talk about losing a loved one. The grief that is put on your family is troublesome. Scoggins Funeral Home strives to make that most difficult time the easiest. We want your loved Caroline, one to be go to sent off in the 1410. best way possible, with your wishes at heart. Call us at 903-482-5225 or visit our website at scogginsfuneralhome.com. 903-482-5225. Our location on Van Alstyne Parkway makes everything close for your needs. 903-482-5225. Scoggins Funeral Home. Welcome back, 6-0. Tom Bean in the lead over Howe, but Howe is literally, I say it all the time, knocking on the door, but they are at the 2-yard line and have 2 chances to punch this one in. They were going to run a little underneath shovel pass, it appears, to Braden Ulmer. I doubt they try to do that again, since they showed that when they were called back on the false start. So we'll see what Justin Graham, the offensive coordinator, pulls out of his hat right here.
And really, that ball spot almost closer to the 1, really. Maybe 1.5.
This is where it would be Cooper Jones territory, would it not?
Yes, absolutely.
Bo Stevens as the Wildcat. And he'll stand with his feet on the 5, gets the snap, going to run to the right side. He's in. It's touchdown time in Texas. For the first time in 2023, it's Bo Stevens as the Wild Dog. And Howe ties the game at 6 with 11:55 left to go in quarter number 2.
We saw this formation last week. You get a running back on each side, and you have 3 stacked behind him, and then you split everybody out, and then power right on a jumbo on the right side, and he just went behind the 2 H-backs in the right side of the line and just walked into the end zone.
Jonathan Garcia on to give the Howe Bulldogs their first lead of the year, and he does. 7-6, Howe on top. Good to say that again. We'll be right back. Who's your local plumber? Brother Plumber. It's good to know someone local and someone you can trust when your home or office drops the ball.
Main line break, 15 yards.
Brother Plumber is plumb professional and serves not only Howe, but also all of Grayson County. And you can save yourself 10% if you mention Go Bulldogs. Visit us online at brotherplumber.com. We'd love to help. Brother Plumber is one call away at 469-968-4487. Visit us online at brotherplumber.com. Remember, Go Bulldogs.
At Independent Financial, supporting our community is at the heart of what we do, which is why we are pleased to support the Howe Bulldogs. Investing in others and helping our neighbors thrive is what we do, and our friendly, knowledgeable banking team is rooting for you in your financial success. Whether you're saving for college, planning for your family's future, or working to grow your business, we'd love to help you accomplish your goals. Come see us at our location on South Denny or visit us at ifinancial.com. Go Bulldogs! We're cheering for a winning season. Member FDIC.
7-6, Howe in the lead. Your hit, roof, and exterior scoring drive recap took Howe 5 plays on 21 yards to score. It was Bo Stevens on the 2-yard touchdown. I believe that's the first rushing touchdown of his career.
Ready for the kick.
Varsity career, anyway. Maybe ever career. I'm not sure. Let's see. I had failed to give you the hit, roof, and exterior scoring drive recap on Tom Bean. It went 4 plays, 64 yards earlier, and it was a 36-yard touchdown pass from Rogers to Barrett. That was their score. Here's the kick. Garcia is going to send it down to the 10-yard line, taken by Darney, who dropped it at first. Now he's got a lot of running room around the right edge, all the way up to the 50 as Dylan Patterson finally brings him down, and Tom Bean already in really good shape after a great return of about 40 yards by Hagan Darney. They're going to spot him, say he went down at the 44-yard line, and that's where they'll start. We are changing and trying to work out things with our Night Furniture sideline reporter.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah!
That's nice.
Hey, baby!
I gotta say, I don't know if y'all talked about this, but this is real grass. No? This is real grass.
Yeah.
And I'm loving it.
Yeah, I'd seen that in a while. It's a little cooler, I think, too.
It is. No turf in my shoes. I'm so excited.
Here's Tom Bean that comes to the line of scrimmage, and now a timeout's been called by the Tomcats. We'll take 1-2. We'll be right back. 7-6. Howe in the lead.
Real estate is the key to building long-term wealth. Hi, I'm Dana Thornhill, a local Keller Williams realtor. If you're thinking about buying or selling a home, I can help you. Call the Llama Realty Group. Call 903-821-6890 and ask us about our complimentary services. Opportunities in North Texas are growing quickly, and the Llama Realty Group can help you with all your real estate needs. Just like here at the stadium, execution is the name of the game. The Llama Realty Group gets the job done. Call 903-821-6890 today. Each Keller Williams office is independently owned and operated.
Hey, Braz, if you got any updated stats for us down there,
14, Howe's 8.
Just pop on whenever you do. It's 7-6, Howe in the lead over Tom Bean with 11:44 left to go in quarter number 2. And Tom Bean, go ahead.
Okay, got it?
Yeah, go ahead.
So just kind of an overall stat. Right now, Tom Bean has a total of 49 yards, and Howe has a total of 70 yards right now.
There you go. 1st and 10, Tom Bean. In the gun is Rogers. Sends a man in motion. A little pitch to the up man. That's once again Darney. Not much doing before BU brings him down after maybe 2 or 3 yards. And did I see a flex from BU just then?
A little bit, yeah.
Right. You got to love to see the passion, and you know, it's good to see them having fun. And we do this because we want to have fun. Is it more fun right now than it was a week ago?
Oh, yeah. More fun than a week ago, definitely.
That's putting it lightly.
2nd down and 8. 11-11 left to go in quarter number 2. Howe in the lead, 7-6. Man goes in motion, and Rogers wants to throw deep ball again. Barnett once again wide open, but this time Rogers overshoots him, thankfully. Murphy was in coverage along with Malachi Daly, but Barrett had a step or two, and Murphy and Davis were playing catch-up.
That's a good thing. That was a bad throw. Yeah, Murphy. Barrett had gotten behind Murphy. Murphy playing double duty in the safety and at quarterback. And luckily that was overthrown by Rogers.
Clock stops at 10:58 here in the second. Rogers is going to run it. He's got a little room around the left side after he escaped the tackle of Tank Turner. And he will not have enough for the first. Well, he may. No, he's going to be a yard short of the first down. But he is in Howe territory at the 46-7 yard line.
Steve Fix.
And it'll be 4th and 1.
Steve Fix, head coach Tom Bean, has a decision to make here. It's early on. They've been able to move the ball pretty easily. And I don't see a punt team coming out.
Rogers in the gun on 4th and 1. This will be a handoff to him in the back. It's Michael Riddle. Riddle me this.
Riddle explodes off the line. And Rogers couldn't even get. Rogers was going to take that up the middle on his own from the gun. And Riddle met him just as soon as he got going. And a good job by this defense to turn the ball over on downs and give a shot in the arm and kind of build this team up a little bit.
Ball at midfield. What an outstanding play by Riddle right there. And Caroline, our Night Furniture sideline reporter, calls Riddle the hype man.
I'm telling y'all.
He got a little bit hyped right there.
A little hype. Y'all saw that flex.
The lefty. He'll go now under center and snap this thing left-handed. 1st and 10. Howe headed toward the north end zone from our left to right. Bounds in the backfield to the right side of Murphy. 2 receivers either side. Man goes in motion. And Murphy's going to keep it around the right edge. And he escapes a defender on the right side. The ball came out. I'm not sure if I think the whistle blew. The Howe coaches are saying the whistle blew. Murphy was close to being out of bounds and stopped, but kept his feet going. And then the ball came out.
He almost went out of bounds and didn't go out of bounds and just kind of kept Tyrone at the sidelines. And then as he's going for extra yardage, the ball came out.
The officials are huddling.
They're trying to determine if he's down. If he's down after he broke that initial tackle.
The offense is staying on the field. Justin Graham is talking to Colin Murphy, who's probably saying, hey, when you're in that situation, I know you want to get extra yards, but hey, there is a point where you just give up. Go out of bounds. Don't force anything. Don't be foolish with the ball. 9:39 on the clock. Howe in the lead, 7-6. The officials are now talking to Lance Bryan, who has his right hand on his right hip, his headphones in his left hand, and he has that stature about him. That
they're going to keep it hot ball.
He had that look about him like, come on, what are you about to tell me?
I know. I was wondering, too. I was like, I think it's about to go to Tom Bean.
That's the way Coach Bryan was, his body language.
Yep.
But Howe will retain the ball at midfield.
But you're right about Murphy. That's good. He's trying to get extra yardage. But when you do that, you kind of leave yourself susceptible to the ball getting stripped out. And almost lost it there on that one.
My apologies. It's not midfield. That's where the huddle is. And that's where the drive began. It was a 6-yard gain for Murphy, which spots it up to the 44-yard line. Howe taking their time. The play clock has not started. Now the officials are over there.
Talking to Steve Fix, giving him an explanation.
And he has the same body language now, and it's even worse than it was a moment ago. Steve Fix, first head coach, was at Regis High School in Oregon, and he won the state championship there. Most recently, the assistant DC at McKinney Boyd. Previously at Coppell, Dripping Springs. He was on the original KD7 Lake staff in 2005. Coaching career started in El Paso, Irvin for the 1993 and 94 seasons. Sam Houston High before a run to North Shore High School in 1996 through 99. So he has been around.
He's got a lot of experience.
Second down and 4 for Howe, left to right. Murphy and Bounds in the backfield. Man goes in motion is Rogers, and Murphy's going to keep it, has a first down run over right tackle. He took maybe 2 steps to his right after getting the football in shotgun, and then ran straight right behind the right tackle for a first down to the 38-yard line.
Right behind Seth Goolsby. Goolsby, who missed most of last season for injury, is back this year along with the left tackle, Luciano Vasquez. But Goolsby sealed his guy off pretty good on that right side.
That is a massive advantage to get your 2 tackles back for the season. Just huge.
I don't know if y'all did talk about this. I had y'all in a minute.
7-6, Howe in the lead, looking for more. First and 10 from the Tom Bean Tomcat 38-yard line. 2 men in the backfield. Handoff. Braden Ulmer trying to find the left edge. Cuts it up for a moment. Back to the line of scrimmage.
So it was an inadvertent whistle at the. He did fumble the ball, but they honored that whistle. And did y'all talk about this? I had y'all turned down. I was listening to the coaches.
Well, initially that's what I said. I thought the whistle had blown, which would have stopped the play, and then the fumble came right moments later after the whistle.
Yeah.
Second down and 10 after BU gets to the line of scrimmage on the jet sweep.
That was a good pursuit by Tomcats. They're rushing the ball pretty good. BU not able to get around that corner.
Daly split out wide left. Bo Stevens split out wide right. Rogers in the slot on the right side. Bounds gets the carry. Left guard. He's shot through for a moment. It was a shoestring tackle by Barrett that saved him from going to the house, but it is a first down run.
Just a handoff right up the gut. And I mean, he went right between the right guard and the center and just in a straight line and got at the second level, and it was a linebacker. Somebody just stuck their hands out and able to barely bring him down.
First and 10 again for the Howe Bulldogs. I think they have more first downs already than they had a week ago combined.
I believe that.
7-6, Tom Bean in the lead. Murphy in the gun. First and 10. He's going to keep it around the left guard. Bounces it out. Shoots another ankle tackle. He'll get to the line of scrimmage and gain a yard.
Brought down by 11, Rogers.
So again, how slow moving. It's not the air it out, read option, slinging around Austin Haley type of offense that we've grown so accustomed to over the past 4 years, but it's ground and pound and very effective. Timeout's been called on the field. We'll take a 30-second timeout as well. 7:06 here at Tom Bean. Howe in the lead, 7-6.
This is more than a bundle. This is way more than a combo deal. It's your sanctuary, your home field. It's where everything happens. This is your home, your car, your memories. And you want to be sure they're protected with home and auto insurance. As your State Farm agent, I get it. That's why I'm here to help life go right. My name is Ed Meacham, and I'm your Howe State Farm agent. Give me a call at 903-892-3923 or on the web at mredinsurance.com.
This is better, guys. This is better. This is better. 7-6. Howe in the lead. 7:06 on the clock here in quarter number 2. Howe breaks the huddle, coming back out on the field. Good crowd on either side tonight. Lining the fences down there on the Howe side, the student section. Upgraded bleachers several years ago on both sides.
Just
come on back.
Just real quick, I'm glad we're missing press ball next week. That sounds dangerous.
Here is a handoff to BU. A little bobble on the exchange, but a good run by Braden Ulmer, and now a flag is down on the far side. And so is Braden Ulmer. He had about 6 yards, 5 yards on the carry, but I'm afraid another penalty may negate this thing.
Yeah, that's in the area of holding. And you're right, there was a bobble between Murphy and Ulmer. It wasn't a smooth handoff.
Yeah, I mean, you got to remember that Murphy's in his first week as quarterback, really. You know, he was thrown into the game a week ago as the third quarterback, and that is a very difficult thing to do. But one thing about Murphy, he's tough as nails. He's almost a perfect kid at the top of that thing with his demeanor, his toughness. You ask him to do something and he will not blink. They call those guys lunch pail type of guys.
Yeah.
And Murphy fits that description very well. 6:57.
Blue collar guys.
Blue collar guys. 6:57 on the clock here in the second. The penalty will back Howe up to the 35-yard line. It was a spot foul on a hold, and Murphy wants to throw for the first time tonight. Deep down the left side of the field, looking for Daly. It's incomplete. He had his hands on it, wants a flag, and got a flag. Daly sold it. It wasn't until Daly got up and put his palms to the sky and before the flag came out. He's a good actor.
One-on-one coverage. He's a tall kid, too. Trying to go up to the junior.
I'm not saying that he wasn't interfered with.
Yes, he was interfered with.
But he did a great job of selling it.
But try to go up top to Daly and was interfered with, as you said, and that bails out the Bulldogs. Gets them a first down after the original penalty of a hold.
Where are they going to spot this thing? So it should be at the 20.
It is at the 20.
Okay. 6:42 on the clock. It's starting to slow down a little bit with the penalties. Yeah. We spoke too soon about how quickly this game was going, and now we've hit a lag with timeouts and penalties and coach challenges. On 1st and 10 from the Tom Bean 20. Handoff to Knox Bounds. Left side, runs into a black brick wall. Breaks out of it. First down inside the 5. He's in! It's touchdown time in Texas! Knox leaps and bounds into the end zone for a 20-yarder. And Howe extends their lead 13-6, awaiting the PAT with 6:31 left to go in the second.
Gets the handoff, gets around that left side, bounced behind his left tackle, left guard. Thought he was down, and then bounced it back outside, put on the burners, and in for the 20-yard touchdown, his first of the season.
Knox leaps and bounds. You like that?
I like that.
I don't know. Wait.
He's there for the next 3 years, huh?
It's like the Haley's Comet. Here's the PAT by Johnny Garcia. Looks true. It is 14-6, our new score at Tom Bean Stadium. 6:31. We'll be right back.
Got hail? Get Hit. Help your home and your community at the same time. Hit Roof and Exteriors has been on the job locally since 2012. Hail damage, wind damage, roof leaks, exterior paint and siding, replace it or repair it, we've got you covered. Hit Roof and Exteriors has been building solid roofs all across North Texas for over 11 years. We will work with your insurance company or your budget to get your home happy again. For a free estimate or inspection, call 972-977-1523. Hit Roof and Exteriors. Got hail? Get hit.
Hi, this is Nino Foles.
And I'm Tyler Grisham. We're the only Bulldogs that ever rushed for over 3,000 yards.
Well, I could have had 5,000 in that slot T that y'all did.
I'd had 6,000 if I were 6'8", 220.
Hey now, both you guys were amazing. Let's just leave it at that.
All I know is that I bet we can agree that Sonic of Howe has great food and big smiles.
Well, it's not just good. It's Sonic good. Hey, Monty, how many yards did you have?
Wow.
Grish, let's go get a Sonic Blast and let me tell you how we beat Pilot Point.
You didn't go 3 rounds though, huh?
Jeez, guys.
How many yards do you have, Monty?
Less than 200, maybe. Not anywhere near 3,000.
That's a good one. I like that one.
Hey, I had some receiving yards. You want to talk receiving yards?
Yeah.
Hey, we can do that.
Yeah.
I was in that first ever. We ran the running shoot, they called it, back in 1989 off of the University of Houston. We had a great quarterback, and I was a slot receiver, and we slung it around, baby.
Yeah.
Back to Tom Bean, 14-6. Howe just extended their lead on a 20-yard run by Knox Bounds. And Johnny Garcia on the Tech Wave kickoff will boot it deep. Be caught at the 8-yard line by Darney, again going to the right side, trying to find that right edge. He's been so successful at it. And he goes down shy of the 30-yard line, and I believe there might be a holding call there.
No, I think it's a face mask. I saw a helmet fly off
flag on the play
from Tom Bean.
Well, that once again will give Tom Bean good field position to start their drive near midfield, if that is in case the situation. Our hit roof and exterior scoring drive recap, 6 plays for Howe, went 50 yards. And it took 3 minutes and 38 seconds off the clock. Capped off by a 20-yard touchdown by Knox Bounds, his first of his career.
Face mask called on the Bulldogs.
It was a face mask. They called it on Howe.
Our Night Furniture sideline reporter. How is you?
Pretty good. Pretty good. This is a lot better than last week.
You know, it is a lot better. And it's cleaner. How it looks, you know, out on the sidelines, they got, you know, the level of enthusiasm has to be way different.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
1st and 10, right to left goes Tom Bean. Rogers in the gun, sends a man in motion, and whistles blow before this play can get underway. Came from the back judge, and he's going to call false start. Again, the officials for tonight's game, as it's getting dark out here, it's hard for me to read my board, but Van Boatwright is the referee. Brian Davis is the umpire. Craig Chambers is the back judge who just made that call. Kevin Bernstein, the line judge. The head linesman is Jeff Toker. And the side judge is Caleb Buckley. Back to action on 1st down and 15 after the 5-yard walk-off. Darney will now move to the right side of Rogers, and he'll get the carry coming near side. Stutter steps for a moment, being chased down by BU, but hit first and out of bounds. Driven hard out of bounds by Garrett Rogers. Nice play by Rogers to scrape over from his safety position and cut off Darney before he could make that turn.
Yeah, good pursuit by Rogers there. He was and not to over pursue as well, and able to make sure Darney didn't get around that corner. Maybe 1 yard gain on that, 2nd and 14.
From the left hash, man goes in motion, and Rogers wants to throw over the middle, wide open to the 40, down to the 35-yard line. Goes the kind of the tight slot Colin Cherry, who made the wide open catch just behind the linebackers.
Well,
middle of the field.
Braylon Barrett was going long, and the coverage didn't want to forget about him, but underneath, Cherry was all alone. And so Cherry got the dump-off pass and got a lot of yardage out of that. It looks like Tomcats are going to try to go quickly here after the 1st down.
1st and 10, Rogers barks to the line of scrimmage, and a move by Cherry. He just made a great play and then had a false start on that left edge, that tight end position. They'll back him up 5, and now Tom Bean's starting to go backwards a little bit. They'll spot it at the 34-yard line.
Tomcats have done a pretty good job on the ground, and just as soon as you kind of get used to it, they
39-yard line.
They keep you honest with the pass. And they've been pretty big gainers on the pass plays.
5:34 on the clock. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Man in motion. Rogers wants to throw, fires it down. Open receiver makes the catch, and they're going to say he did not catch the ball. Arguing with him, saying that he did make the catch.
No. Make that catch.
Is Garrett Kelly. He's begging his case, he's still saying that he caught it, and the officials overruling him. And now the officials are actually talking about it.
Caroline, you're right there. You don't think
he did not.
Are you biased?
No, I'm not. I mean, I don't like Tom Bean. I just kidding.
Number 11.
They're going to call it a catch.
I think they're going to call it a catch after further review.
Did they call New York?
I guess so.
Tom Bean to New York. 1st down now, or 3rd down rather, 3rd and 9 for Tom Bean. With the ball at the 34. And another bet the same play. Cherry, he's all alone. The tight end gets away. That's going to be a 1st down at the 20-yard line. Cherry's going to get up slow.
Tomcat, 1st down.
Rogers rolled to his right. The whole line rolled to his right, got good protection, and then Cherry was on that left side by himself and had a lot of room to run and able to get the 1st down on a 3rd down conversion.
What Tom Bean is exploiting right now is the linebackers covering backs out of the backfield and the tight end. Ball at the 21-yard line. 4:40 on the clock. Rogers turns, hands up the middle, escapes through a pretty good run there by Dallas Peavy.
16, Peavy on the kick.
And he'll get to the 13-yard line, close to a first down, but not enough, maybe 2 yards away.
We saw Howe get into a rhythm here on this last drive, and it looks like Tom Bean is starting to do the same as that draw play up the middle gets a gain of 8.
Sixth play of the drive coming up for the Tomcats. Rogers and Peavy in the backfield. Kelly in the slot. Barrett split out wide to the right. And it's Garrett Kelly, I believe, no? No, he's in the slot. Handoff, near side. Over left guard is Dallas Peavy. Maybe a yard to the 12.
Does it look like Peavy?
16 on the carry.
I think it's Peavy. Whoever the running back is in the backfield, looks like it's moving just a hair sooner than the ball is snapped. It's going to be third down and short for Tomcats.
So a moment ago, I was saying on the catch it was Garrett Kelly. It was not. It was McGuire Poole. My apologies to the family. Rogers is going to keep it around the right side. And he'll have enough for a first to the 11-yard line.
A simple read option, kept himself
Down by the Bulldogs.
with around the right guard and got just enough for the first down, moved the sticks. And Tom Bean is playing this right. They're going to try to bleed all this clock as much as they can and finish the half out with a score. And they get the ball to start the second half.
Clock under 3 minutes now in the second quarter. 14-6. Howe in the lead, but Tom Bean looking to score, and I would imagine they'd go for 2 to try to tie it up. Peavy in the backfield next to Rogers. Man in motion. They pitch it to him underneath. Coming near side, escapes around. Close to the pylon. They say he stepped out of bounds at the 1. And that was McGuire Poole on the jet sweep coming from the far side to the near, headed towards that south end zone. They'll say he stepped out at the 2-yard line.
A good blocking on the outside. The receivers and Poole just trying to get around that corner and just stepped out of bounds at about the 2.
He made a dive for the pylon, but was not able to stay in bounds. Ninth play of the drive coming up for Tom Bean. I said earlier in the pregame show that they had all black, including black helmets. They are not. They're white helmets.
So they got Cats written on the side.
You got better eyes than I do.
I think it's Cats.
Mr. Magoo up here can barely see the numbers.
What if it wasn't Cats, though? That would be hilarious.
What else could it be?
I don't know.
Rogers going to keep it himself over right guard. Pushes his way in. Touchdown, Tom Bean.
You remember when Tom Bean used to have the double T's like Texas Tech?
Yeah, they did. It was very awkward. That didn't make sense.
It really didn't.
I always wondered about that. So I would imagine Tom Bean will go for 2 here to try to tie the game. 2-yard touchdown by Bobby Reynolds. Bobby Rogers, not Reynolds. Rogers. Where did I pull that out?
He said, who's Bobby Reynolds?
As soon as I said that, I thought, that's not right. Here is the handoff up the middle. Fighting, surging at the goal line. Howe, I think is going to deny. And the score will remain 14-12 as Howe stops on the 2-point conversion. 2:22 left to go before the half. We'll be right back right after this.
This is Coach Jim Fryer.
Hello, Howe Bulldogs. This is Coach Joey McQueen.
This is Coach Davey Dubose. Hey, this is Coach Lance Bryan. I want to personally invite you to join the Howe Athletic Booster Club. They help us in every sport, girls and boys and middle school as well. From the doghouse at the Dog Pound, the Howe Athletic Booster Club raises money to help us through hosting powerlifting meets, running volleyball concessions, and especially through the sales of our Howe Bulldogs Black and White Game Day program. You can pick yours up at each home game. Help us light it up by joining up with the Howe Athletic Booster Club.
Have a great year, Bulldogs.
This is Roger Tidwell, the PA dude here at Bulldog Stadium. The radio guys and I always fight over how hot and cold it is up here in the press box. But if the AC ever quit working, not only would Walker finally shut his trap, he would call Baker Air Conditioning and Heating. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating has been in Howe for over 50 years. They've been in business that long because they're just good people. Call 903-532-6255. That's 903-532-6255. Shut up, Monty.
Shut up, Roger. 2:22 left to go here in quarter number 2. 14-12, Howe in the lead. Tom Bean just scored on a hit roof and exterior scoring drive recap of 9 plays, 65 yards for the Tomcats. It was a 2-yard touchdown by Bobby Rogers, not Reynolds. And the 2-point conversion was unsuccessful, which leaves our score 14-12. And as I mentioned, 2:22 on the clock.
19, ready to kick it.
We got 2:22 left. You got 3 timeouts in your back pocket. I know this is not a high-octane, fast-paced offense, but 2:22 is plenty of time to do something.
Ruiz Gonzalez, tech wave kickoff, lands in the arms of Rogers, Garrett Rogers. He'll be swarm tackled just outside the 30-yard line. Brought down there, shy of the 35. They're spotted at the 34. I hear the crowd yelling about something, but I can't for the life of me figure out what's going on.
A Tomcat went flying, and a flag came out. And that may be on Howe.
The flag is down at the 33-yard line.
Hey, on the carry.
Personal foul against Howe.
That's the second personal foul against Howe in as many games. And Howe, which would have had the ball at about the 33, will now be backed up inside the 20. The officials are talking to head coach Lance Bryan. You talk about Reynolds and Rogers. I actually was at the community pep rally, and I actually called him Lance Brown.
Oh, really?
Over the loudspeaker.
Oh.
What in the heck is going on with me?
I don't know.
I mean, next year we'll be the big 5-0.
Oh, boy.
So, I didn't make those mistakes when I was a 31-year-old buck.
When you're 2-0 and 3-0?
The ball will be pushed back to the 18-yard line.
Let's see if we see the arm of Murphy. We've only seen him once, I believe, throw the ball once tonight.
He wants to throw here. No, he's going to tuck it and run. Lots of room on the left side. Drug down, lowers his shoulder, lowers his head, actually. You got to be careful leading with your head like that. He's going to gain 5 at least up to the 25-yard line.
He rolled left, and I wondered if he was going to try to run, but he tucked it. It looked like he was going to try to pass it. It looked like he was going to pass it and just tucked it and ran. Got 5 out of it, and here they come back, hurried up to the line as we're under 2 minutes to go.
Murphy in bounds. Murphy's going to run again, at least roll out left side. Now throws on the run. Attempted catch, diving catch on the far sideline was attempted over there by Daly, I believe. It falls incomplete. He was not able to haul it in. So 3rd down and 5 coming up, and at some point that stops the clock. That's the only unfortunate thing about that, is that now you've basically got to run the football here for sure.
Make them use a timeout if they decide to.
2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Everybody in the house knows they're running the football here. Murphy's going to hand off to Bounds, left side. He didn't get enough for a first down, just shy. So Howe's going to have to punt it away, and Tom Bean's going to call a timeout. Exactly what we thought would happen. It'll be 4th and 2
Number 5 on the carry.
when we return after a 30-second timeout.
Here's some things to never mess with if you're not a trained professional. Caging a Bulldog. removing copperheads, and electricity. Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric. Rapid Electric is here for all your electrical needs. Just like you wouldn't try to become a pro boxer or president. Not a joke. You need a pro to keep your electricity humming. Don't get shocked. Rapid Electric serves the Grayson County area. Call them at 903-421-8100.
4th and 2 coming up for Howe. One would imagine you would have to punt this football away at your own 27-yard line. There's a head coach one time that went for it in this similar situation, and the Cowboys ended up losing, and on the front page of the Dallas Morning News it said Coach Bozo, talking about Barry Switzer back in 1994. Man. And Michael Riddle will go back deep to punt this one away. He'll stand at his own 15-yard line. Now, he's left-handed, but he punts with his right foot, which is rather odd.
Interesting.
Snap back. Low wobbly kick. Going to bounce at the 25, and Barrett is going to let it roll past him to the 39-yard line. 38, 39, 37. Where are they going to spot this? 38-yard line. Tom Bean will have it 62 yards away with 1:12 left to go in the second quarter.
Well, Tom Bean's not a fast-moving offense either, but 1:12 to go, no timeouts on their own 38-yard line. They're going to have to throw the ball too. They've shown they can throw the ball if needed.
They certainly can, especially underneath. They've done a great job of throwing underneath behind the Howe linebackers. And the tight end, Cherry, has been able to sneak out almost undefended at times. 1st and 10, right to left goes Tom Bean. Split out near side is Pearson. Poole goes in motion, and again a whistle before we get underway. False start against Tom Bean, back it up 5. Instead of the 38, it'll be the 33-yard line, and a minute 10 on the clock.
False start on the offense.
Howe has all 3 timeouts remaining. Tom Bean has expended all of theirs.
Now, if you get a stop here on 1st down, if you're Howe, if you're Coach Brown, I'm kidding, Coach Brian. I'm kidding. Coach Brian, do you call it?
You're mean.
Yeah, sorry. Would you call a timeout to maybe get the ball back yourself, or just?
If you get the 3rd down, I think you might. Peavy out of the backfield. Rogers is going to fake it to him. He's going to keep running up the middle. A good, nice run near the 43-yard line.
Rogers brought back down by 17.
10 yards for Rogers on that one. Hurry up offense for Tom Bean. Clock running under a minute. 53-52. Directing traffic. Poole goes in motion, and now Cherry comes over as the left H-back. Taking a lot of time here, 40 seconds. Rogers throws backside, now throws over to Barrett. Right side, escapes a tackle, has a 1st down. Inside the 50, Howe territory at the 47-yard line.
Looks like we got a flag too.
32 seconds remaining. And you said there's a flag.
I do. I see one at the 45-yard line of Tom Bean.
That would indicate it probably is against Tom Bean. Not certain.
Well, they would have got the 1st down, would have stopped the clock. No, I'm sorry. That's
personal foul, face mask against Howe. That hurts a lot.
Against the Bulldogs.
Because you got the 1st down, you got into Howe territory. Now you tack on 15 from the Howe 48. That's going to be down to the 33-yard line.
What a mistake.
With 32 seconds to go, they still got time.
Oh, my goodness.
Now they spike it.
Brutal. 30 seconds on the clock. 1st and 10.
Remember what I said earlier?
Go ahead.
Remember what I said earlier? Tom Bean gets the ball to start the second half as well. What are you going to say?
Cherry is going to kind of limp off the field.
He hadn't been the same since he got kind of hurt earlier. About the first quarter.
Ryan Dearman checks into the game. He'll be in a slot to the right side. And Rogers wants to throw, rolls out right. Man in his face, fires it incomplete at the feet of his intended receiver. He had a lot of pressure coming up the middle there, right at Rogers. From the backside, actually.
Looked like Ethan Mayo was on pursuit right there and made him get rid of that ball a little bit quicker. And that does stop the clock for Tom Bean, 24 seconds to go.
3rd and 10 for the Tomcats. Trips to the right. Rogers wants to throw. Under pressure and brought down, and the ball gets out. They're going to rule the ball down. Tank Turner made an absolute beast of a play at the 41-yard line. The ball popped out, and I believe it was Ethan Mayo who picked it up, was running it to the house, and another inadvertent whistle stops it. The clock's going to run and run out this second quarter, and the Howe crowd is not happy.
Turner planted him into the turf, and I thought that was a fumble too. As he went down, he lost control. He would lose control of that.
Boy, Rogers brings a whole new meaning to getting tanked.
Man,
that's the end of the first half. Howe with a 14-12 lead at Tom Bean Stadium. We've got a great halftime show. Emery Snap, our Lady Bulldog Spotlight. And we've also got, my goodness, Lucas Mitchell for our Bandsman of the Week. 14-12, Howe in the lead at Tom Bean. We'll see you on the backside.
This is Roger Tidwell, the PA dude here at Bulldog Stadium. The radio guys and I always fight over how hot and cold it is up here in the press box. But if the AC ever quit working, not only would Walker finally shut his trap, he would call Baker Air Conditioning and Heating. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating has been in Howe for over 50 years. They've been in business that long because they're just good people. Call 903-532-6255. That's 903-532-6255. Shut up, Monty.
You might know that State Farm agent Corey Hernandez has great service. Corey is your good neighbor after all. But did you know State Farm has surprisingly great rates too? That's right. State Farm agent Corey Hernandez is here to help you select the right protection at the right price. Corey will make sure you understand your State Farm coverages so you'll know what to expect if the unexpected happens. Call State Farm agent Corey Hernandez at 903-893-8400 or visit insurancequotetexoma.com. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Buying and or selling your next home or property should be an enjoyable experience. At Texoma Land and Home Team, our commitment to the personal relationship of each transaction ensures communication you expect, while assuring that we'll be here the next time you need us. We're not a big box real estate company by design. This freedom allows us to be fully at your service. Texoma Land and Home Team, Renee Nichols Broker, 903-818-1645. Texoma Land and Home Team, for all your real estate needs, 903-818-1645.
All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights is proud to sponsor the Pride of Howe High School's Bandsman of the Week. Your hometown Bulldog alumni owned and operated business is here for all your seamless gutter and outdoor Christmas lights needs. Give them a call at 903-819-9183 and let them make your house shine really bright this Christmas. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights. Give them a call at 903-819-9183. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights.
You're listening to the Baker Air Conditioning and Heating Halftime Show. Today's Bandsman of the Week is brought to you by All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights, a firefighter family-owned business. Call them at 903-819-9183. Now let's join Monty Walker with this week's Bandsman of the Week.
This week's Bandsman of the Week is Lucas Mitchell. Now it's your senior year. What do you remember about elementary school?
I do remember when Coach Simmons sat us down in the gym and we learned a ton of just rhythm games, and we would play, and we'd love to find our own patterns, if that makes sense, in our own game, and that was a lot of fun. It helped us learn a lot musically.
You're the pit boss, so to speak. What does that mean?
It mainly means it's not necessarily a title that makes sense. I just help
put percussion stuff away. I draw logistics for how we place instruments in the trailer and props in the prop trailer and winds in the wind trailer. And it's just an organizational term, but it is really cool.
Yeah, it sounds like The Godfather or something.
I know, it's awesome.
Marimba player early on in high school. Talk about your first 2 years in high school.
So the first year I played the xylophone. It was a lot of fun. I learned a lot. I was really bad at it. And then my second year I played marimba. That's where I started ramping up what I learned. I learned notes, and I was able to learn all the music faster. And that show was just so fun. The people in it were so fun. And all the dancing and just playing something new was really great.
Now you're in the pit with the synthesizer. How'd you learn that?
And so my third year, Miss Liss was like, hey, you want to play the synthesizer? Because our synth player graduated, and they really badly needed another one. And I was thinking about it. I played a lot in my lessons, my private lessons, and I don't know, I was like, okay, I got to give it a try. There's this piano in the middle school and in the high school, and I like playing a lot. Maybe I can give it a try. And so I did.
Loading and logistics captain also. You got a lot of titles. Miss Liss wanted me to ask you about your Tetris puzzle.
The Tetris puzzle. So in my free time, I love playing Tetris, and I would like to say a good player at Tetris. Better than most. And so all the instruments in there have a certain shape and a certain size, and the trailers have a very limited amount of space. And so to get all those instruments in a way that it doesn't break them, it doesn't destroy them in any way, harm them, and we got to make sure that it all fits perfectly so we can strap it in, and it's very difficult to do that with such limited space.
As I understand it, you take private piano lessons also. Are we talking Beethoven or Jerry Lee Lewis?
I like to say both. I like playing more jazz, learning jazz stuff. That's the first few songs my teacher taught me, and she's been helping me with classical sometimes, but most often jazz, so it's really fun.
Tell us about this year's performance.
This year's performance, I'm really glad that all of our students, all of our team members along in this process have a great attitude. I love this year because they have a great attitude. They're ready to be here and be square outside in the heat, and they love doing it. So I think we have a good chance of getting to the top.
Well, that was my next question. Is this a band that can go to the place you don't talk about?
I would say absolutely. And we've gone many years before in the past, and we have a very good reputation in getting to that place. But this year, we've got new riders, we got a new synth, which is really cool, and I think that's going to boost performance even further to the top.
That's your Bandsman of the Week, Lucas Mitchell.
Today's Bandsman of the Week is brought to you by All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights, a firefighter family-owned business. Call them at 903-819-9183. You're listening to the Baker Air Conditioning and Heating Halftime Show.
All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights is proud to sponsor the Pride of Howe High School's Bandsman of the Week. Your hometown Bulldog alumni-owned and operated business is here for all your seamless gutter and outdoor Christmas lights needs. Give them a call at 903-819-9183 and let them make your house shine really bright this Christmas. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights. Give them a call at 903-819-9183. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights.
This is Roger Tidwell, the PA dude here at Bulldog Stadium. The radio guys and I always fight over how hot and cold it is up here in the press box. But if the AC ever quit working, not only would Walker finally shut his trap, he would call Baker Air Conditioning and Heating. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating has been in Howe for over 50 years. They've been in business that long because they're just good people. Call 903-532-6255. That's 903-532-6255. Shut up, Monty.
Real estate is the key to building long-term wealth. Hi, I'm Dana Thornhill, a local Keller Williams realtor. If you're thinking about buying or selling a home, I can help you. Call the Llama Realty Group. Call 903-821-6890 and ask us about our complimentary services. Opportunities in North Texas are growing quickly, and the Llama Realty Group can help you with all your real estate needs. Just like here at the stadium, execution is the name of the game. The Llama Realty Group gets the job done. Call 903-821-6890 today. Each Keller Williams office is independently owned and operated.
Buying and or selling your next home or property should be an enjoyable experience. At Texoma Land and Home Team, our commitment to the personal relationship of each transaction ensures communication you expect, while assuring that we'll be here the next time you need us. We're not a big box real estate company by design. This freedom allows us to be fully at your service. Texoma Land and Home Team, Renee Nichols Broker, 903-818-1645. Texoma Land and Home Team, for all your real estate needs, 903-818-1645.
You're listening to the Baker Air Conditioning and Heating Halftime Show. Let's join Monty Walker with the Lady Bulldog Spotlight.
This week's Lady Bulldog Spotlight is Emery Snap. Now, you had your grandmother in kindergarten. Do you remember anything about that class?
Not really. I don't have much memory of my kindergarten years or much of childhood, but...
Does your dad still cook a mean catfish?
He probably does, but I haven't had it in a hot minute, so I wouldn't know right now.
Who's your favorite teacher here at Howe High School?
I don't really have a favorite teacher. They're all the same. They treat me with respect, and I treat them with respect, so it really doesn't. I don't have a favorite.
So I've never asked anybody about Principal Kempson. Thoughts?
He's a good principal. He just... Nope, I'm not saying nothing else. Nope, I'm just going to say he's a good principal.
You and your sister Camry play volleyball and softball together. What's that like?
It's really fun being able to play with my sister all through high school, because I did that with Avery as well for her senior and junior year, and I really enjoy playing with Camry because we have a special bond.
So that is, I didn't think about that, but you've kind of got both, as the middle one, you've got both sides of that. So what's been the better experience? I don't want to put you on the spot or maybe pick a sister or anything, but what's the better experience, Avery or Camry?
They're kind of, I'm not going to say they're the same because they, sisters have different abilities. Avery was more of like the leadership. I loved Avery's leadership. Camry is more of the athletic. We can talk about things together, and I'm able to lead her a bit better.
So a multi-sport athlete you are. What's your favorite sport?
I'm going to say right now, I'm going to say basketball, but I love every sport.
Okay, so what all are you involved with at Howe High School?
The sports programs, I'm involved volleyball, basketball, softball, and I throw and track. I don't do any other clubs outside of school.
Tell us about your role on the volleyball team.
I wouldn't say co-captain because me and Kendall are captains together. So I'm the captain on the volleyball team, and I'm like the quiet type. Kendall's more of the outspoken, but if I get pushed to that level, my craziness comes out, and I tend to yell and get very frustrated.
How does this team look so far this year?
I think we're looking pretty good so far with the preseason, and I think we'll do good during the season. We just need to be a group, be a team, and like a family instead of having individuals on the team.
You've got a new head coach, Sam Switzler. Does she preach that, trying to be a team like that? What's she been like?
Oh, she's been amazing. I love her energy that she brings to the volleyball court. I love how she coaches, and I love how she lets us communicate things and, be a family and a team. And I just love everything about her.
Senior leadership, you kind of touched on this maybe earlier. What's your style?
I'm more of the laid-back, quiet type until it gets to that point where something needs to be said. But me and Kendall talk about things because, that's what we do. So we talk about things, and she'll probably say what I'm thinking and how we talk about things. But if, like the other day in a game, we lost to a set to a team, and I went off in the huddle because I'm like, this is embarrassing. We are not this team. We need to be better. So, yeah, it gets to a point, and then I have to step in and say something.
You're listening to the Baker Air Conditioning and Heating Halftime Show.
This is more than a bundle. This is way more than a combo deal. It's your sanctuary, your home field. It's where everything happens. This is your home, your car, your memories. And you want to be sure they're protected with home and auto insurance. As your State Farm agent, I get it. That's why I'm here to help life go right. My name is Ed Meacham, and I'm your Howe State Farm agent. Give me a call at 903-892-3923 or on the web at MrRedInsurance.com.
Buying and or selling your next home or property should be an enjoyable experience. At Texoma Land and Home Team, our commitment to the personal relationship of each transaction ensures communication you expect, while assuring that we'll be here the next time you need us. We're not a big box real estate company by design. This freedom allows us to be fully at your service. Texoma Land and Home Team, Renee Nichols Broker, 903-818-1645. Texoma Land and Home Team for all your real estate needs, 903-818-1645.
No one wants to talk about losing a loved one. The grief that is put on your family is troublesome. Scoggins Funeral Home strives to make that most difficult time the easiest. We want your loved one to be sent off in the best way possible, with your wishes at heart. Call us at 903-482-5225 or visit our website at scogginsfuneralhome.com. 903-482-5225. Our location on Van Alstyne Parkway makes everything close for your needs. 903-482-5225. Scoggins Funeral.
This is Roger Tidwell, the PA dude here at Bulldog Stadium. The radio guys and I always fight over how hot and cold it is up here in the press box. But if the AC ever quit working, not only would Walker finally shut his trap, he would call Baker Air Conditioning and Heating. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating has been in Howe for over 50 years. They've been in business that long because they're just good people. Call 903-532-6255. That's 903-532-6255. Shut up, Monty.
You're listening to the Baker Air Conditioning and Heating Halftime Show. Now let's go back to the stadium with Caroline Slauson, Justin White, Jake Roberts, and Monty Walker.
Hello. Welcome back to Tom Bean Stadium. It is 12-14 Howe on top of the Tomcats here at the half. We are going to boot it right to Stephen Braswell, and we're going to do some stats for this game.
All right, Braswell.
Hey.
You're on.
Hey, Caroline, Justin. So, I'm going to start off by saying right off the bat that last week, Howe had a total of 77 yards offense for the game. Tonight, so far, first half, they're already at 110 yards.
All right.
That's what we like to hear.
That's a big plus right there.
Plus.
Leading the Bulldogs in yardage is number 5, Knox Brown. He's got 8 rushes for 54 yards and a touch.
Did he say Brown?
Colin Murphy has 12 rushes for 38 yards. BU has 4 rushes for 16 yards. And Bo Stevens has 1 rush for 2 yards and a touchdown.
We were talking earlier, Knox Bounds looks really good.
Yeah. He's only a sophomore, too.
He does. So for the Tom Bean Tomcats, they're led by Bobby Rogers. He's got 7 rushes for 35 yards and a touchdown. McGuire Poole has 2 rushes for 11 yards. And Dallas Peavy has 2 rushes for 9 yards. And for total stats for Tom Bean, looks like they got 150 yards total, 105 yards reception, passing yards, and 45 rushes. And like I mentioned before, Howe has 110 yards rushing, 25 rushes.
Nice.
It looks a little better this week than it did last week so far.
He said 145 yards or 105 yards passing or rushing.
All-American 105 passing.
Okay. They've done a pretty good job of mixing it on the ground. Obviously, they got more passing yards and rushing yards, but they're as the half went on, you could tell they're starting to get a little bit more comfortable throwing the ball. and we're successful at it as well.
We were talking last week. I know that these a lot of these guys just look better and stronger than last year. Another one is Johnny Garcia. He is kicking that thing so much better than he was last season, and he's just getting stronger. You can just tell.
Well, and that's a nice little weapon to have if he's got that kind of leg strength. Besides kicking extra points, a nice little secret weapon to have. You have to kick a 20, 30-yard field goal.
Two for two on PATs. So.
Yeah.
All right, I think we're going to take a break, come back with some highlights. 12-14, Howe on top of Tom Bean here at Tom Bean Stadium. We'll be back after the break.
You might know that State Farm agent Corey Hernandez has great service. Corey is your good neighbor after all. But did you know State Farm has surprisingly great rates too? That's right. State Farm agent Corey Hernandez is here to help you select the right protection at the right price. Corey will make sure you understand your State Farm coverages so you'll know what to expect if the unexpected happens. Call State Farm agent Corey Hernandez at 903-893-8400 or visit insurancequotexoma.com. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights is proud to sponsor the Pride of Howe High School's Bandsman of the Week. Your hometown Bulldog alumni-owned and operated business is here for all your seamless gutter and outdoor Christmas lights needs. Give them a call at 903-819-9183 and let them make your house shine really bright this Christmas. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights. Give them a call at 903-819-9183. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights.
Buying and or selling your next home or property should be an enjoyable experience. At Texoma Land and Home Team, our commitment to the personal relationship of each transaction ensures communication you expect, while assuring that we'll be here the next time you need us. We're not a big box real estate company by design. This freedom allows us to be fully at your service. Texoma Land and Home Team, Renee Nichols Broker, 903-818-1645. Texoma Land and Home Team, for all your real estate needs, 903-818-1645.
Movement 2, undercover.
Welcome back to Tom Bean Stadium. I got to get used to that. I've been calling it Tomcat Stadium my whole life. Tom Bean Stadium. Hey, it's written outside. I can't, hey, that's what they said, not me. We're going to recap the first half for you as Howe leads 14-12 at the half over Tom Bean. Howe got the football first at their own 45-yard line, drove 5 plays before turning it over on downs. Not a turnover, but a turnover on downs. Luckily, Howe has kind of corrected that so far this evening. Tom Bean took the football at their own 36-yard line, needed only 4 plays to score, went 64 yards, capped off by this 36-yard touchdown pass. Right side, all alone is Barrett at the 5. He could have walked the dog into the end zone. 6-0, Tom Bean takes the first. Yeah, he basically did walk it into the end zone. Howe took it at 6:53 on the clock from their own 25-yard line and went 7 plays on the drive. Started to look pretty good there. Knox Bounds looking better, having some more room to run on that drive before they ended up punting. Tom Bean took it at their own 36, fumbled the ball on this play. Handoff met immediately, ball's on the turf. Howe picks it up at the 20-yard line. There's the turnover you wanted. Gage Carr came up with it. It was caused up front by an initial hit by Dylan Patterson. What a hit it was by Patterson, who had some help on that play. So Howe was in great position at the 21-yard line, knocking on the door. They needed only 5 plays to score. And it was a 2-yard touchdown by Bo Stevens. Gets the snap, going to run to the right side. He's in. It's touchdown time in Texas. For the first time in 2023, it's Bo Stevens as the wild dog. And that made it, actually that capped off the 5-play, 21-yard drive that made it 7-6 after the Johnny Garcia PAT with 2:55 remaining in the first. Everything was going very quickly, and then things stalled out a little bit in the second quarter. Tom Bean took the ball at their own 44-yard line and had a huge, massive stop up front. Rogers in the gun on 4th and 1. This will be a handoff to him in the back. It's Michael Riddle. Riddle me this. Riddle me that, as he made the stop to turn the ball over on downs. gave the ball back to Howe at 10:07 at the 50-yard line. It took 6 plays and 50 yards for Howe to punch it in the end zone on this play. Handoff to Knox Bounds. Left side, runs into a black brick wall. Breaks out of it. First down inside the 5. He's in! It's touchdown time in Texas! Knox leaps and bounds into the end zone for a 20-yarder. That made the score 14-6. Howe in the lead. 6:31 on the clock, and things went to a snail's pace. Tom Bean took it over at their own 35-yard line, drove 8 plays, and finally punched it in. 9 plays, actually. Finally punched it in on this 2-yard touchdown by Bobby Rogers. Rogers going to keep it himself over right guard. Pushes his way in. Touchdown, Tom Bean. They went for 2 and were denied. It made it 14-12 with 2:22 left to go before the half. Howe got it back at their own 18-yard line. Were forced to punt. That put Tom Bean in shape to make a play before the half. They were unable to do so. Time expired after a controversial tackle and fumble in which Ethan Mayo was going to take to the house, but another inadvertent whistle stopped all momentum for Howe and basically ended the first half. Or we would have a different score had that whistle not blown. But it's 14-12 with Howe in the lead over Tom Bean, and we have about maybe 5 minutes or so before we see action, Justin White.
Yeah, we will do some scores. We'll do some scores around
there go ahead.
Real quick. Let me get the one here I was looking at out of our district. Jake, hop on with me here. Last night, Gunner took on the new school out of Prosper that opened up this year, Prosper Walnut Grove, which I'm assuming is probably starting out with just freshmen and sophomores to begin. And they're kind of playing an outlaw schedule, if you will. Gunner defeated them 64-24 that last night.
That's a lot of points to put on Gunner, especially if they're like.
No, Gunner won though. Gunner won.
I know. But I'm still saying 24 points on Gunner.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I don't think anyone scored 24 on Gunner all year last year at all. So for a team full of freshmen and sophomores to do that,
I believe that. Yeah, Gunner's got a good. That's the thing. Gunner's so good on offense, but you never think about their defense. Their defense is really good.
They're equally as good defensively as they are offensively.
Blue Ridge is trailing Collinsville. Collinsville state ranked. They're trailing big time, 37-7. That's in the third quarter. Commerce on top of Leonard at the half. That's 28-7. Battle of the Tigers there. Whitesboro and Bells. This would be a good game. When we're doing how, I'd be trying to go this game. Whitesboro leading Bells 21-14. That's starting the second quarter. And Lone Oak, who didn't win a game last season, is trying to go 2-0 on the season. They lead Winona at the half, 35-13. So Winona,
Gunner Tigers, 64.
Deal for them. We know what 0-10 seasons are like, but they're on top right now and trying to go 2-0 as well. There were a couple other scores I was looking at from around here. S&S is trailing Tioga 28-7. Howe will play Tioga in a couple of weeks, and then S&S after that in non-district. So both those are future Bulldog opponents. This score right here, listen to this here, Jake. Callisburg leads Pottsboro at the half, 21-10.
Wow. Okay.
Callisburg, Coach Gill over there at Callisburg is turning things around.
I remember we played them 2 years ago and then 3 years ago. We played them twice.
Yeah.
And we didn't win either of those games, but that was when that new coach came.
Yeah.
They had gone 1-9 or 0-10 the year before we played them for the first time.
They had some lean years, and they came out and to start his tenure there at Callisburg, defeated Howe, made the playoffs, came to Howe the next season and beat the Bulldogs then. As the Bulldogs are getting ready to come out onto the field, they lead 14-12 over Tom Bean. Trying to find some other scores around the area. Denison trailing Frisco Reedy 21-0. That's at the half. And it looks like we're about ready to start the third quarter.
I want to thank everybody for listening. For game 2 and a 2A versus 3A, just a decent little listenership tonight. I want to thank Chuck Charles Haley, not the defensive end and Hall of Famer, but More famous around here, Charles Haley, the school board. Charles Haley.
Is he listening in?
Yeah, we want to thank him for listening. And his lovely wife. He'll get that in about 30 seconds. Up there in Oklahoma, Austin had a game today. So I'll say hello to Austin Haley as well. Now Bulldogs leading 14-12 here at the half, but we're about to bounce on into the third quarter here momentarily. Howe's going to kick off to start the second half, kicking towards the north end zone. Johnny Garcia will tee it up at the 40, the right-footed kicker. Howe will bunch up kind of all together, shoulder to shoulder, in between the hash, as the ball will be teed up right in the middle of the field between the hashes. And it'll be Hagen Darney back deep, and at some point you think about possibly kicking it to somebody else. He's had some good returns.
Yes, he got him in a good field position so far.
Darney back there with Brody Pearson. I'm not sure if he's related to DJ Pearson, who a year ago had 5 interceptions in the first week of the season. A bounding kick, they had the same idea. It's going to be recovered, and finally the up man had to fall on it as he was unable to get a good grip on the football. And that young man was McGuire Poole, who recovered it for the Tomcats.
You know, this Tom Bean team over the years has had some lean years. So the last thing you want to do is give a team like this hope and confidence. I mean, they're trailing by 2. They're still in this ball game, and they're the kind of team you don't want to let it hang around and just build their confidence even more and more.
How costly was that inadvertent whistle there that Ethan Mayo would have scored on?
That was, very costly. For the scoop and score, it could have really
that would have been
a 2-possession ball game.
Turned this game around greatly. Here's a handoff up the middle, bouncing it out, finding some room is Peavy, but slammed down hard.
16.
On the edge by BU.
Man, Ulmer from his linebacker spot as Peavy tried to bounce out the outside, and I thought Ulmer's not going to be able to catch him, and Ulmer just put it in another gear and able to bring him down behind maybe right back at the line of scrimmage. When Peavy looked like he was going to have a 3, 4, 5-yard gain. It's a good pursuit by Ulmer, the linebacker.
Pearson comes split out wide to the near side. Rogers wants to throw, but he rolls the other way. Right side underneath, finds Cherry. First down behind the linebackers. That's been the theme. And again, Cherry getting up a little gingerly, this time not putting much weight on that left ankle.
Tomcat.
It will be enough for a first down to the 40-yard line, however.
Rogers rolled to his right, just kind of dumped it off to Cherry. There was a lot of traffic there in the middle of the field, but Cherry was able to hang on and get the first down.
Tonight, the Murphy zone is the front row, right at center stripe. In the stands, anyway. Here's a pass down, caught by Pearson for 5 yards at the 45-yard line. That's Garrett Rogers who comes over to put the stop on Pearson and make sure it goes nowhere else.
Kind of a high throw on the left side, and as soon as Pearson caught it, Rogers was right there to hit him. Thought he was going to jar it away, but good job by Pearson to hang on to it.
Second down and 5 for Tom Bean. First drive of the second half, 10:29 on the clock. Moving towards the south end zone, 14 on the play clock. Rogers taking his time. His feet are on the 40. Hand off to Peavy around the right edge. Good for about 4 yards, shy of the first down by a yard.
On the carry, Peavy.
So a big 3rd and 1 early in the second half coming up here right at the 49-yard line, a yard shy of midfield.
I tell you, you get Peavy or you get Darney, get them on the outside on those option runs, those handoffs. They got some speed to get around that corner. Luckily, the Bulldogs have done a decent job of containing them.
Here is Rogers going to keep it. Not picking up the first down. Met at the line of scrimmage. A great job by the Bulldog defense. DPD, we once called them years ago, the dog pound defense.
Yeah, that defensive line came through. The linebackers came and hit. Rogers hit a brick wall. We got our first.
Michael Riddle is down, and he's calling for coaches and trainers. He's not getting up. He's sitting up.
But that's a cramp.
His torso is straight up. Now he's laying down, and he does have a cramp, it appears. That's a big loss if Michael Riddle is unable to go. Of course, he's doing double duty tonight, going both ways for the first time. He didn't play much defense a week ago, as he's the starting center this year.
And punt.
And yeah, he's doing that. I had a game at Van Alstyne one year, second game of the year, my junior year, and I had to punt, and I got cramps really bad that night. And I remember punting, and that was it. That was the end of the night for me. Once I was kind of limping around and making it work, but once I had to stretch out that calf on a punt, it was over.
Was it stretching in your right leg, the punting leg?
It was.
Yeah.
No, I know. I think it was the left leg, the plant leg.
Yeah, okay.
Because you have to come up on your toe.
True.
And when you do that, boy, everything went awry. It'll be 4th and 1 momentarily when Michael Riddle gets up, and he does. Ooh, it might have cramped up on him just a little bit more when he got up. He's putting some weight on it, trying to stretch it out, bending over a little bit, working on his pant leg at the knee level. 9:25 on the clock. Howe with a 2-point lead, 14-12, and a big, huge decision here for Tom Bean on a 4th and 1 just near midfield. I would imagine they would go for it here. No punt team coming on the field. Big play of the game right here.
This is for both teams.
Rogers in the gun on 4th and 1 from their own 49. Sends a man in motion. Rogers is going to keep it. He has the first down. Crosses the 50 to the other 49 in Howe territory. Move those sticks with 9:10 left to go in the third.
Man came in motion.
First down.
Faked the handoff, took it himself, and needed one, got two.
Faked the handoff to Peavy, who was on his left side. Pulled it out of his gut, went over left tackle. 1st and 10. Right to left. Cherry goes in motion as he H-back on the left side. Now a jet sweep coming near side. That's Poole trying to find the corner, cuts it up, gets a good block, or seal by Cherry, makes a couple of men miss on his way to the 35-yard line.
6 on the run, brought down by 4.
Good run there
Tomcat
by Poole. Will move the sticks again, back-to-back first down runs.
Again, they got some speed, some guys who get on the outside there. We got, as you see, Poole coming from right to left on the jet sweep. Sidestepped a couple of guys and able to get the first down, moves the sticks again. Now, ball 35-yard line.
Pearson split out wide right, Barrett to the wide left. Here's Rogers going to keep it again up the middle. Mid after 3 yards, and the pile surges backwards. He might have got 4, but they're going to spot him at the 32, so officially give him 3 yards.
Rogers holds in the gut of the ball carrier, reads the defense, and then sees a hole and shoots through that hole. And you got to keep him honest because Rogers has kept it a lot, and obviously Darney has kept it, Peavy, and then they're about due for a pass, just to keep you honest.
Ricky Ake tending to Michael Riddle, who turns around and gives a thumbs up into the crowd. Rogers rolls out right, wants to throw, caught by Barrett, shy of the first down by 3 yards. But again, sets up an interesting 4th down situation, and obviously if you're going to go for it at your own 49, you're going to go for it at the Howe 27. 5-yard gain.
So this one's a long 2 yards. Still, you're going to go for it, but it's a long 2 yards. No punt team obviously coming out, so.
7 o'clock exactly on the scoreboard, 7 minutes. We haven't talked to our Night Furniture sideline reporter in a while. We'll do that in just a moment. Peavy runs into Rogers, who's going to keep it around the left side, and he's buried. Buried by BU again.
Wow.
BBBU. Buried by BU.
Peavy was on the left side of Rogers. He tried to do the read option, and they bumped into each other, bumped shoulders, and that gave the Bulldog defense enough time to come off their blocks. And I thought that was 4th down.
This is 4th down.
This is 4th down. Okay, I thought that was 3rd down. Or I thought that was 4th down. This is 4th down.
4th and 1 right here at the Howe 26-yard line. 9th play of the drive. Rogers wants it, rolls out right, trying to tuck it up. He's going to be very close. I'm not sure he got it. I don't think he got it.
He didn't get that.
Turnover on downs as Howe stops him again. Put a big asterisk by the name of BU on that drive, on that 3rd down play, as he made a huge stop.
Rogers kept that himself, and then Tank Turner and Garrett Rogers came in on the tackle to tackle right about the line, about a yard short of the 1st down. And this what this team needed was a defensive stop. Now give it back to the offense. Give the hands and knocks bounds.
Howe from their own 28-yard line, moving left to right. Murphy's going to keep it around the left edge, slides down. That's going to be a loss of 1 at least. He had black jerseys right in his face.
Yeah, he wouldn't have got very far. He was quarterback design run.
So the keeper tripped up.
And he had 2 black jerseys coming right at him. So it drops back a yard, maybe 2 yards short. 1st down.
At some point, I know it's not his forte, but you'd like to see him pull it and maybe hit them with some of their own medicine, maybe a tight end underneath or a drag across. Murphy on 2nd down and 11. Handoff knocks bounds, is hit hard at the line of scrimmage. No gain. Bounds was really popped. He gets up fine. But it'll be 3rd down and 11 coming up with 5:12 on the clock.
I believe Nathaniel Davis, or maybe it was McKay Young, popped him pretty good on that.
Let's check down with our Night Furniture sideline reporter, Caroline Slauson. How's it going down there?
It's going great. Let me tell you, it's making it even better. We got the smell of this brisket smoking over.
Oh, I smell it.
Me and Michelle are going crazy over it.
That's the one thing about being outdoors is you
it's so good.
You get the ambiance of all of this thing. Murphy is going to keep it, and he'll cut it back to the left side. He initially started running right, immediately cut it back, gains a few yards, and who's going to punt? You're back to your 3rd punter now, and I got a cramp.
Well, I see.
Well, the keeper brought down by
it's not Riddle, is it?
CJ.
Riddle's going to punt. I'm telling you, punting can irritate the cramp. We'll see what happens. He's going to try to punt this one away. He'll stand inside his own 20 with his toes probably touching the white stripe.
Yeah, who's the 3rd string punter?
That's yet to be seen. Riddle taking his time, but he does punt this one away. A low wobbly kick and a bounce at the 41-yard line and keep rolling. Inside the 25 and finally rolls dead at the 23-yard line. A good punt there by Mr. Hype.
Yeah. HYPE, Hype.
3:50 on the clock. Tom Bean will start at their own, 23. I got a chance to listen to the Bells guys and their broadcast last week. They started on a Thursday night. Ricky Wilson and the crew does a good job over there. I've yet to hear the Gunner Tiger broadcast from the human microphone, Roy Lehman.
They won last night. Gunner did.
Imagine that.
Yeah. And Bells and Whitesboro are in a
kind of a cat fight.
Yeah, 22-21. Bells leads on that one.
Panthers and Bearcats.
Bearcats, yeah.
3:50 on the clock. Tom being out on the field. Rogers wants to throw, drops strike. Now he's going to be flushed out of the pocket, being chased down. He's got a lot of running room, enough for a 1st down and more. Near midfield, steps out of bounds at the 43-yard line, 42-yard line.
Everything was covered in the secondary. Looked to the left, couldn't find nobody, and the right side of the field was completely open. He avoided a tackler, some pressure, and then the right side of the field was completely open and just ran for
19 yards.
19 yards for the 1st down. Lucky it wasn't more for the Bulldogs.
3:39 on the clock here in the third. Howe with a narrow 2-point lead. Tom Bean running right to left. Here's a jet sweep coming near side. Poole cuts it up. Got a lot of running room. Hammered down from behind by Charlie Vera, but a 10-yard run.
Down.
Tomcats.
And now we have another cramp.
Is that Riddle again?
No, this is 52.
52 would be Dylan Patterson. Ball spotted at the 42-yard line? No, 47-yard line.
Well, this is the season for cramps.
It is.
We're on cramp watch.
So we're going to take a quick timeout. It's 14-12 at Tom Bean. Howe in the lead. We'll be right back.
I'm attorney Micah Belden. Call me now if you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas. My number is 903-744-4252. We'll set up a free consultation. You will find out that I'm rough, tough, and I can't get enough. I'm board certified in criminal law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas. Visit my website at shermancriminallawyer.com.
At Grayson Cullen Electric Cooperative, GCEC, we have been around for over 80 years and are governed by 7 principles: open and voluntary membership, democratic member control, members' economic participation, autonomy and independence, education, training, and information, cooperation among cooperatives, and concern for community. One of our communities is Howe, Texas, and GCEC is proud to support the Howe Bulldogs.
Clock rolling at 3:25 in the third. Howe on top 14-12. Tom Bean has driven into Howe territory at the 47-yard line. Rogers fakes the pass in the backfield, swing pass, and throws the bubble screen out to the right side. Barrett, he's got some room down the sideline, being chased down and finally drugged down.
It's flag.
By Malachi Daly. There is a flag, thank you, Caroline, our Night Furniture sideline reporter, at the line of scrimmage. And it's going to go against Tom Bean. So good news for the Bulldogs. That big run or bubble screen's taken off the board. 3:06 on the clock.
Lucky for the Bulldogs because he faked left, threw it to the right, and the receiver, who was that? You said who'd you say it was?
It was Barrett.
Barrett had a lot of room over there on the right side, but the flag was thrown over here where the play was not.
The flag is laying at the 47.
And there's the official call holding against Tom Bean.
Riddle back out on the field at nose tackle, or defensive tackle. That's a good sign. Tom Bean will now move back into their own territory after the holding call. Big shout out to Michelle Carney. I know she's not listening, but she's on the sidelines and takes at least 1,000 pictures on Friday nights.
And some good ones, too.
Really good ones. That's extremely valuable for our community. Just think about that.
Oh, yeah.
She just got 2 of me that I had to delete off her camera real quick.
She got one of you last week, didn't she?
Yeah.
I need a shot of the Mickey Mouse ears you're sporting tonight, though.
Hey!
I like that.
Yeah, Cooper said Minnie Mouse in the house.
Yeah, there you go. Ball back to the 48-yard line. Rogers wants to throw, rolling out right, man in his face. He's punished. It's picked off at the 45. Coming near side. BU to the 35-30. Cuts it up, runs over a defender at the 23-yard line. Ball comes out late, but BU makes the play of the night. Omer in the house.
Man, and Howe needed that. Their second turnover of the night.
How big has BU been tonight?
And not only big with the interception, the return was great too. He caught it about the 45, 50-yard line, brought it all the way down into Tom Bean territory, all the way down the 23-yard line. Great field position for the Bulldogs.
Ball will be at the 23. And that's how far the Bulldogs have to go to put more points on the board. 2:42 on the clock here in quarter number 3. Boy, BU just fogged up my glasses. Normally we don't sit over here or near the band, but some of those cymbals and horns I think are smoking after that one. Murphy in the gun, Bounds to his left. Bounds gets the carry right up the middle, looking for a block. Gets a great seal block by Vasquez on his way for a first down run to the 10-yard line.
Yes, I assume it was Vasquez. I didn't see it, but there was a big hole that opened up in the middle of that field. And you can tell the Bulldogs are starting to feel something here, trying to take advantage of that turnover.
Vasquez blocked down on the linebacker, took him out, sealed the edge, and is a timeout? Has a timeout been called? I think it has. Tom Bean called a timeout. We'll take 1-2. 2:24 on the clock here in the third. Howe looking like they're about to score. 14-12 they lead right now.
No one wants to talk about losing a loved one. The grief that is put on your family is troublesome. Scoggins Funeral Home strives to make that most difficult time the easiest. We want your loved one to be sent off in the best way possible, with your wishes at heart. Call us at 903-482-5225 or visit our website at scogginsfuneralhome.com. 903-482-5225. Our location on Van Alstyne Parkway makes everything close for your needs. 903-482-5225. Scoggins Funeral Home.
Who's your local plumber? Brother Plumber. It's good to know someone local and someone you can trust when your home or office drops the ball.
Main line break, 15 yards.
Brother Plumber is plumb professional and serves not only Howe, but also all of Grayson County. And you can save yourself 10% if you mention Go Bulldogs. Visit us online at brotherplumber.com. We'd love to help. Brother Plumber is one call away at 469-968-4487. Visit us online at brotherplumber.com. Remember, Go Bulldogs.
Howe comes to the line of scrimmage and what appears to be the wild dog. Bo Stevens is going to take the snap. Everybody adjusts. They run around. Power to the right side. Bo Stevens wants the ball, gets it. It's in his arms. He runs, lowers his shoulder on his way to the 5-yard line. Good run of about 5 yards by Bo.
Right down by some Tomcats.
They'll spot him inside the 5 to the 4. A good run of about 6 yards by Bo.
I like that little formation. Get in there and again, you got 6 people in the backfield, and then you break them out. One out wide, then some out to the right, and then get Stevens in the wild dog, and he's a hard-nosed runner. Able to get 4 or 5 yards in the game.
Appears to be the same package. The wild dog, 148 and rolling here in the third. They break out of it. Same formation, power to the right side. Stevens gets it, same exact play, lowers his shoulder into the end zone. It's touchdown time in Texas. Stevens was never even brought down in the wild dog. Walks on in, and Howe extends their lead on up to 20-12, awaiting the Johnny Garcia PAT.
Yeah, same exact formation, same thing. Look right at him, and everybody got a hat on somebody. And nobody touched Stevens going to the line. And you can tell the Bulldogs are starting to feel the momentum and kind of stealing their will on this Tom Bean team. Make this a 3-possession ball game. Make it 21-12. 2-possession.
Garcia bangs it through after Murphy held. And Luciano Vasquez on the snap. 21-12, our new score. Howe in the lead at Tom Bean. 1:36 remaining in the third. We'll be back.
At Independent Financial, supporting our community is at the heart of what we do, which is why we are pleased to support the Howe Bulldogs. Investing in others and helping our neighbors thrive is what we do, and our friendly, knowledgeable banking team is rooting for you in your financial success. Whether you're saving for college, planning for your family's future, or working to grow your business, we'd love to help you accomplish your goals. Come see us at our location on South Denny or visit us at ifinancial.com. Go Bulldogs! We're cheering for a winning season. Member FDIC.
Real estate is the key to building long-term wealth. Hi, I'm Dana Thornhill, a local Keller Williams realtor. If you're thinking about buying or selling a home, I can help you. Call the Llama Realty Group. Call 903-821-6890 and ask us about our complimentary services. Opportunities in North Texas are growing quickly, and the Llama Realty Group can help you with all your real estate needs. Just like here at the stadium, execution is the name of the game. The Llama Realty Group gets the job done. Call 903-821-6890 today. Each Keller Williams office is independently owned and operated.
Welcome back. 21-12, Howe in the lead. The kickoff team is down there on the field, and you got to love this. The head coach, Lance Bryan, is in the huddle speaking to the kickoff team. You don't see a head coach do that very often. And he was saying something to Colton Little, which made me think, does Colton Little make Lance Bryan think of himself maybe just a little bit? Because,
sees himself in him.
He's a hard worker, probably underrated, perhaps, maybe at times. Growing up. I don't know the history of Lance Bryan, but I see a lot of Lance Bryan in Colton Little, and I wonder if he sees that. Garcia's Tech Wave kickoff will be deep again to Darney. No, actually, this will be Rodriguez on the carry. Up this way, he has the same result. Down the sidelines, finally brought down at the 32-yard line. Daniel Ruiz-Gonzalez on the return to the 34-yard line.
He was tackled by the back of his jersey. I think the Tom Beat sideline wanted a horse collar tackle or horse collar penalty, but none was called.
1:28 on the clock, left in the third. Howe now with a 9-point lead. Not comfortable. You want to tack on more, right?
You do, but this is an important possession, I think, for Tom Bean. You give the ball back to Howe, and Howe is starting to find a rhythm on offense and can blow this thing wide open. So,
by the way, your hit, roof, and exterior scoring drive recap: 3 plays, 23 yards for Howe, capped off by a 6-yard touchdown by Bo Stevens on the Wild Dog. And do we have another timeout? We have a timeout by Tom Bean again.
They're going to be down to one timeout left.
We're going to take one, too. We've got spots to fill, 21-12. We'll be right back.
This is more than a bundle. This is way more than a combo deal. It's your sanctuary, your home field. It's where everything happens. This is your home, your car, your memories. And you want to be sure they're protected with home and auto insurance. As your State Farm agent, I get it. That's why I'm here to help life go right. My name is Ed Meacham, and I'm your Howe State Farm agent. Give me a call at 903-892-3923 or on the web at mredinsurance.com.
Got hail? Get hit. Help your home and your community at the same time. Hit Roof and Exteriors has been on the job locally since 2012. Hail damage, wind damage, roof leaks, exterior paint and siding, replace it or repair it, we've got you covered. Hit Roof and Exteriors has been building solid roofs all across North Texas for over 11 years. We will work with your insurance company or your budget to get your home happy again. For a free estimate or inspection, call 972-977-1523. Hit Roof and Exteriors. Got hail? Get hit.
First and 10 for Tom Bean as they come back out on the field, moving right to left towards the south end zone. Poole goes in motion. They hand it off up the middle, and that's a pretty good run of about 9 yards to Darney in the backfield. Hey, I'm going to tell you right now, Jake Roberts does such an amazing job on this board. When he was a little kid, he came up to us, 6th grade or so, and said, "Hey, I want to be in the booth. That's my future." Look at him.
Yeah, moved his way up.
Handoff Darney again, bounces that ball, comes out, but he grabs it in midair, but he's slung down by Colton Little.
Number 0 on the carry, brought down by number 8.
Loss on the play, back to the 41-yard line. Jake, you've come a long way. You're dang good at this.
Well, I appreciate the opportunity to be able to do this.
Yeah. Well, one of these days, somebody's going to leave the broadcast at some point. It happens all the time. Luckily, Justin hasn't gone anywhere since 2017. But Jake's going to get his opportunity at some point someday, I guarantee it.
Yeah, absolutely.
3rd down and 4. Rogers rolls out right, wants to throw, flag down. Play stops.
I think Tom Bean's kind of starting to fall apart here.
Riddle coming in, and Luciano Vasquez checking out of the game. And what was to be 3rd and 4 will be now 3rd and 9.
Had a good run on that first play, and then we're kind of gone backwards these last 2 plays. Probably the last play of the 3rd quarter, if they get it in. I'll get it in.
Ball at the 34-yard line. My apologies. And now another whistle before we get underway.
Third quarter.
That is. Okay. All right. That is the end. It's fourth quarter time in Texas. Is that right? 21-12. Howe in the lead. It's Bulldog quarter. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is Nino Foles.
And I'm Tyler Grisham. We're the only Bulldogs that ever rushed for over 3,000 yards.
Well, I could have had 5,000 in that slot T that y'all did.
I'd had 6,000 if I were 6'8", 220.
Hey, now, both you guys were amazing. Let's just leave it at that.
All I know is that I bet we can agree that Sonic of Howe has great food and big smiles.
Well, it's not just good. It's Sonic good. Hey, Monty, how many yards did you have?
Wow.
Grish, let's go get a Sonic Blast and let me tell you how we beat Pilot Point.
You didn't go 3 rounds, though, huh?
Jeez, guys.
This is Coach Jim Farrar.
Hello, Howe Bulldogs. This is Coach Joey McQueen.
This is Coach Davey Dubose.
Hey, this is Coach Lance Bryan. I want to personally invite you to join the Howe Athletic Booster Club. They help us in every sport, girls and boys and middle school as well. From the doghouse at the Dog Pound, the Howe Athletic Booster Club raises money to help us through hosting powerlifting meets, running volleyball concessions, and especially through the sales of our Howe Bulldogs Black and White Game Day program. You can pick yours up at each home game. Help us light it up by joining up with the Howe Athletic Booster Club.
Have a great year, Bulldogs.
Welcome back. You know what I just figured out? Stadium was spelled wrong all night.
Oh, no.
I tell you what, if something changes, we're going to go back to stadium. Here's Rogers rolling out right, throwing backside to Cherry. Lots of room over there. Chased down by BU. Lowers the shoulder on him. But Cherry's going to be able to gain 4 yards to the 40-yard line. Not enough for a first down. But again, it's the tight end on the backside.
That time, though, Ulmer was kind of ready for it. He sniffed it out and pursued Cherry, and it was minimal gain on that. So it brings up 4th and 5, and we may see the first punt. Is this the first punt from Tom Bean?
I think it may be. What Ulmer did so well right there is he stayed on the inside hip of Cherry, mirroring him and getting closer and closer. But on that inside hip, here's a bounced snap back to Barrett, but takes a huge roll all the way inside the 10 and will be killed at the 8-yard line. What a punt. Is there a flag? I hear whistles. Caroline,
there's
you got
a flag right here, almost right at the 40-yard line here in front of the Howe bench.
There's a flag on the play.
This will be a false start against Tom Bean, wiping out that enormous punt that rolled and rolled and rolled and rolled and rolled and rolled.
How many false starts has Tom Bean had this game?
They've had quite a few.
I'll tell you, I've seen him kind of lean a little bit throughout this game. So I didn't see it on that one, but offensively, I've seen them get a little bit of a head start.
Lance Bryan will obviously force them to re-kick, and hopefully, for the Bulldogs' sake, it won't roll and roll and roll and roll and roll and roll and roll. Ball will be spotted at the 34-yard line.
And it wasn't a good snap either. It short hopped or kind of rolled to the punter. Luckily, he was able to handle it for them.
Mayo on the edge, ready to burn past the black wall, but a good punt, high punt, going to be watched, not taken by Colin Murphy, and this time it'll roll out of bounds at about the 23-yard line, 25-yard line. So the false start and the re-kick worked out beautifully for Lance Bryan and the Bulldogs.
There's not another flag, is there?
Another flag on the play?
There is another flag.
Goodness. Caroline, what is that? Our Night Furniture sideline reporter, what is that? She's on mute.
I've been trying to tell y'all for like 5-10 minutes. There are 2 flags on the play. Whatever it is keeps happening. And Coach Bryan is standing right by this referee just saying, hey, watch this. And there it is. And he's throwing the flag every time.
We just got through bragging on Jake.
Yeah, I see.
Okay, so third time's a charm on the punt as they go back now to the 34-yard line, or 29-yard. I keep doing that all night long. 29, and a punt goes off the side of the foot. It's going to bounce at the 48 and take that roll, but it stops at the 37-yard line. Coach Andrew Harvey is very excited about how that turned about. And now Howe will have much better field position as each punt got shorter and shorter on that series.
I know. You know, you talked about earlier about Jake doing such a good job. I was listening to a game that we did back in 2017. Listen to this lineup. You were doing play-by-play. Mosier was doing color. Stephen Braswell was doing was a spotter. I was on the sidelines. Zach Hudson was head coach and calling plays. He was offensive coordinator. Derek Lands was up in the booth.
Oh, I remember that.
Derek Lands was up in the booth helping him out. And then we had a
Cowboy.
And then we had a guest analyst at half by the name, a 12-year-old by the name of Jake Roberts.
Isn't that something?
And then Chase Harvey moved from left guard to quarterback.
That same game?
Yeah, yeah.
There's a lot going on in that game. Handoff to Bounds. He's met 5-on-5. Jersey number to jersey number as Knox Bounds is met by Kelly. And it'll be a loss of 2 back to the 20 or 35-yard line.
Do you remember that, Jake? You remember at halftime?
I do remember that. I don't. Who were they playing?
Caddo Mills, maybe, I think.
That might be right. I'm going to go try to find that.
Yeah, 2017. It was kind of a...
That's when you were the Unabomber, Justin?
Yes, I was. I was down there.
Accused by Carissa Doty.
Yes. Who are you?
Who are you? Why are you here dressed in black with a black backpack? Murphy, handoff. Knox Bounds. This time he has a little crease up the middle, which is good for about 7 yards up to the 42-yard line.
Well, the running joke with that, I always say is, when she says, "Who are you?" I said, "I'm with Monty Walker." She goes, "That doesn't make me feel better. Who are you?"
Yeah, no doubt. 9:29 on the clock.
But I don't blame her. I looked suspicious.
You did look suspicious.
Tried to dress in my all black Howe colors. Roaming the sidelines.
You looked like you had the head. You had something over your head. You really did look like the Unabomber.
I did. With the black backpack.
Yeah. 3rd and 5, and this was going to be Stevens on the Wild Dog. Not that they sniffed that one out pretty good.
They saw that coming.
Number 9 on the carry.
No gain on the play. Stevens was hit hard. It'll be 4th down and punt time for the Howe Bulldogs with 8:54 and rolling here in quarter number 4, leading Tom Bean 21-12.
We'll give it to Tom Bean, even though they're down by 9 and kind of seeing this thing slip away. They're able to stuff that 3rd down conversion and make Howe punt and not going to give it to Howe.
The human hype will stand at his own 30-yard line. Credit to Caroline Slauson. Riddled upon it away. This one's nearly blocked. He took a lot of time. He gets it off, and it rolls, and it hit a Tom Bean player. Howe has recovered. It's BU. No, it's Bo. It hit a Tom Bean player and bounced off, and Bo Stevens was right there to recover it. And this time, the turnovers go in the way of the Dogs.
It brushed just the side, like just the elbow.
Barely grazed.
Was that Braylon Barrett?
It might have been.
He was the one that was back to receive.
Barrett was? Okay. If it wasn't Barrett, it was number, I can't see with my.
Did you mark that?
Yes.
I think that's number 5, Garrett Kelly. I think it's who it touched. It just barely grazed the arm of a Tomcat defender, and then Stevens jumped on it. The whole sideline was pointing at him.
Murphy will keep it himself over left guard. Right up the middle, he's got a little bit of a crease and up to the 25-yard line. A 9-yard gain by Murphy.
And I think the Bulldogs are smelling blood now.
Oh, they'll give him the extra yard, which moves the sticks to the 25.
Bulldogs first down.
I was thinking early on this was all BU. You would talk about BU with this game, but it's also the Bo Show.
Yeah, especially the second half.
Faux show. 7:49 on the clock.
We get them all tonight. Faux show, Bo Show, leaps and bounds.
Whistle. We should do a game outdoors every game, right?
Yeah.
Maybe we should just go upstairs all the time. Timeout on the field. We'll take one, too. 21-12. Howe in the lead. We'll be right back.
This is Roger Tidwell, the PA dude here at Bulldog Stadium. The radio guys and I always fight over how hot and cold it is up here in the press box. But if the AC ever quit working, not only would Walker finally shut his trap, he would call Baker Air Conditioning and Heating. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating has been in Howe for over 50 years. They've been in business that long because they're just good people. Call 903-532-6255. That's 903-532-6255. Shut up, Monty.
Here's some things to never mess with if you're not a trained professional. Caging a bulldog. Removing copperheads. And electricity. Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric. Rapid Electric is here for all your electrical needs. Just like you wouldn't try to become a pro boxer or president. Not a joke. You need a pro to keep your electricity humming. Don't get shocked. Rapid Electric serves the Grayson County area. Call them at 903-421-8100.
7:40 on the clock left to go in this football game at Tom Bean Stadium. 21-12, Howe in the lead, back on the field. Moving towards the south end zone at the Tom Bean 25-yard line. Murphy in the gun, bounds to his right, now to his left as he gets the ball. Makes one defender miss, but he's driven backwards very hard before whistles finally blow. Brought down by the senior McKay Young. One of is the only senior, I think, in the starting lineup.
I believe so. Yeah, this is a young team.
They're going to be good going forward for sure. They'll give a loss of 2 to Bounds there, making it 2nd down and 12.
Yeah, their starters on defense. They got 1 senior, 7 juniors, 3 sophomores on defense.
Trips to the right for Howe, Bounds to the left of Murphy in the gun. Malachi Daly split out wide to the left. Murphy's going to keep it. He gets a block from Bounds, cuts it inside of the backer for just a moment, just inside of the numbers, picks up 2 or 3 yards to the 24-yard line.
So the quarterback keeper gets him back to the original close to the original line of scrimmage, 3rd and 9 now. Clock continues to tick.
And that's your best friend.
Yeah. You let this thing go inside 5 seconds and snap it.
Let the play clock wind down. Hey, we're getting another player next week, I hear. We'll talk about that in a moment. Basketball player.
Okay.
2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. And we've got another timeout.
Let too much time go off.
We'll how are we doing on spots?
We're doing better.
Okay. We'll keep it here. 6:11 on the clock. Howe in the lead, 21-12. So we have the basketball. Parker Donahue. He moved in from Pottsboro a couple of years ago. Was ineligible. Is that right? No, he was at Texoma.
He was at my school, which is Grayson Christian School,
Okay.
and he transferred to Howe last year, and he was ineligible since he was transferring in from another district for like any of our systems last year. But this year he's over that hump, and so he'll be able to play basketball. And
how tall is he?
He's like 6'7", probably close 6'8", somewhere around there. He's really tall.
Good player?
Yes, very good player.
So he's going to put on the shoulder pads starting next week. He's actually out there. He's wearing the jersey number 10, but he's in street clothes.
Okay, I see him.
He told me that he had to be on the team for a week to play.
I see.
His first practice was Monday.
Did he say it went well?
He said it. He said it went well.
Can he take a hit?
I don't know. We'll see.
He hasn't played since 7th grade, and I think he was on the offensive line then, is what Coach Forsyth was telling me.
Yes, that is true. And it was 6-man.
3rd down and 9. 2 receivers right. Murphy, handoff. Knocks Bounds through the middle. Escapes a couple of defenders. Finally brought down about the 12-yard line. Big run by Knox Bounds.
He got that ball, and it was... I love his footwork. He's got good balance. Holds that ball with hand over the top, hand over the bottom of it. Make sure it doesn't get stripped out. He just has good footwork and good vision.
You know, he's not a Barry Sanders type runner, as maybe Antoine Rattler could have possibly Walter Payton this, but he is a very Emmitt Smith type of runner.
That's exactly what I was thinking about.
5:42 on the clock. Milk it. 10 seconds on the play clock. Bounds and Murphy behind the offensive line. Murphy has it, handoff to Bounds, met in the backfield. Loss a yard. It's either 10 or -1 for Bounds, it seems.
Well, I think Tom Bean sold out on the run that time.
Well, yeah, they know Howe's trying to milk this clock.
Yeah.
Number 5.
Loss of 2, back to the 13. Overall performance tonight, Justin White?
First half was a little bit shaky, but as the game gone on, I think having Colin Murphy in there, I think they've got comfortable with him. I'd like to see Colin Murphy stay at quarterback and put Cooper Jones catching the ball. I think
in a slot.
Yes.
Even at ball, bad snap. Howe was able to fall back on it at the 15, but Howe's going backwards here. Maybe we should hold off on our comments until this thing is secured and over with.
As I say, let's keep Murphy at quarterback, and then that may have been a bad snap. That may not have been on him. But that drops him back. 3rd and 15 now at the Tom Bean 15.
But the best thing, even with going backwards, is the clock continues to roll forwards. 4:17 left, 15 on the play clock. Howe comes back to the line of scrimmage.
And Tom Bean has no timeouts left, according to the scoreboard.
Boy, they burned through them both halves, didn't they?
They did.
2 men in the backfield. Murphy is going to run it himself to the right side, looking for a block by BU, but he's going to be drugged down at the line of scrimmage. A really good tackle on the edge. And it'll be 4th down. Do you bring in Johnny Garcia right here? It would be somewhere around a 31-yarder. And I think the cramp has finally hit the black jerseys. Hey, that's not a cramp. No, it is a cramp. And
the signal is when the leg goes up in the air.
That's Dallas Peavy on the turf now.
When the leg goes up in the air, you have to kind of stretch it and massage it. That's when you know it's a cramp.
There's 3:48 left to go in the game. Miss Caroline, our Night Furniture sideline reporter, if you were to pick a player of the game right now, who are you going with?
I'd pick BU for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Justin?
I'd say, yeah, definitely Braden Ulmer.
Stephen Braswell down there. You got a player of the game tonight?
Hold on. Let me look at
He's looking at stats.
He's cheating.
The stat guy. That's not fair.
It's eyeball test.
I'm going to have to go with Bounds because he's got 82 yards rushing.
I can see that.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Jake Roberts?
Yeah, I'd probably have to go with BU. He's been all over the field on both sides of the ball. So
my vote is BU, but Bo Stevens has had a good night also, both sides of the ball as well. So, in my opinion, BU and then a tie for 2 with Bounds and BU. Although there's a lot of guys in the trenches that we don't talk about. You know, Luciano Vasquez had one heck of a block a moment ago, and we don't see that every play. So when you study the film, you get to see who is really good in the trenches. 31-yard field goal attempt from the right hash for Johnny Garcia. Murphy to hold. Ball's on the tee. Garcia's kick. It's long enough. It's good. 31 yards for Johnny Garcia. Gives Howe a 24-12 lead with 3:28 left to go. How about that?
Johnny Garcia.
All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights is proud to sponsor the pride of Howe High School's Bandsman of the Week. Your hometown Bulldog alumni owned and operated business is here for all your seamless gutter and outdoor Christmas lights needs. Give them a call at 903-819-9183 and let them make your house shine really bright this Christmas. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights. Give them a call at 903-819-9183. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights.
Buying and or selling your next home or property
did that
should
seem
be an
like a
enjoyable
convenient
experience.
cramp?
At Texoma
With
Land
no
and Home Team,
timeouts
our
left?
commitment to the personal relationship of each transaction ensures communication you expect, while assuring that we'll be here the next time you need us. We're not a big box real estate company by design. This freedom allows us to be fully at your service. Texoma Land and Home Team, Renee Nichols Broker, 903-818-1645. Texoma Land and Home Team for all your real estate needs, 903-818-1645.
Welcome back. I don't know what Stephen Braswell said. I have no idea. I don't know. I don't even know if he said anything, to be honest with you. 3:28 left to go in the football game. Howe has doubled up on Tom Bean all of a sudden, 24-12.
Never heard a word.
Garcia to bang a squib kick up the middle, going to bounce and finally be downed right there by Kelly at the 33-yard line. Miss Caroline, I'm imagining that head coach Lance Bryan will talk to you tonight.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Hey, you might want to grab BU.
Yeah, for sure.
My goodness. Knox bounds. Murphy, for sure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Can you get me his bounce stats when you can?
3:28 on the clock left to go in this football game. Howe's doubled it up on Tom Bean, 24-12. Man in motion, Darney out of the backfield. Faked the swing to him and another flag down. And whoa. Rogers was, I don't know what happened there, but it looked like Riddle was trying to help him, and Rogers fell down, and he wants a flag.
I think Rogers is trying to act it out a little bit.
I mean, we thought Malachi may have been a really good actor earlier in the game. Rogers going for the Grammy. Is it a Grammy or an Emmy or what is that?
He's going for first district.
It's an Oscar.
Okay, Oscar.
He's going for first team all district.
I don't watch that stuff.
He's going for first team all district drama team. Yeah, it's an Oscar.
3:27 left to go in the game. Cherry goes in motion to an H-back to the right side. Here's a pitch to Darney, grabbed by Ethan Mayo. A great stop. He was kind of trying to cut inside of Mayo, and Mayo threw some mustard on him there at the very end. I'm full of them tonight, guys.
You got them. I like Mayo's senior spotlight.
Yeah.
On how they were going to do against Tom Bean. You know what I'm talking about?
I do know. Under 3 minutes left. Second down at 13 for Tom Bean. Man goes in motion. His pull from right to left. Rogers is going to want to throw left side. Hammers it deep down the field. Double coverage and incomplete to his intended receiver on the far side, which I believe is Poole. I could be wrong there. Mr. Magoo up here is struggling. 2:41 as that stops the clock. Third down and 13 coming up.
Bulldogs done a better job in the second half of covering up the long throws downfield. Daly and Ulmer were in coverage on that one. As even though it was overthrown, they were right there with them.
Poole and Barrett come near side. Kelly splits out wide to the left. Darney in the backfield with Rogers, and now Poole goes in motion from right to left. BU backs up a little bit on Poole. Rogers wants to throw under the middle. It's going to be caught right underneath, shy of midfield, actually shy of the 45. That's why I think my vision has been off all night, because we're about the 45-yard line instead of the 50. Maybe my yards have been off by 5 yards all night. I'm going to blame it on that.
We're all off center here.
Yeah. The completion brings it to the 44-yard line, bringing up a 4th down and 3 for Tom Bean. They would love to call a timeout right here, but you can't.
This could be it. Last one for Tom Bean.
Rogers wants to throw, rolling out right, being chased down by Ethan Mayo. Now Bo Stevens, he throws it. It's going to be caught by Barrett. They're going to rule in. They're going to say he made the catch. He was going out of bounds, but the catch is going to give him a first down inside Howe territory at the 46-yard line. The Howe coaching staff were saying they were trying to sell the official that he was out of bounds, but the official said, no, we're going to go ahead and give it to him at the 46.
He rolled to his right just as far as he could go before going out of bounds. and get rolling receiver could catch it, and it was right there in front of the Howe bench, and it did look like he was out of bounds.
Darney goes out of the backfield. They wanted to throw the swing pass at him, being chased down by Dylan Patterson, who throws it out of bounds. Does Rogers, which will stop the clock at 1:44 and bring up 2nd down and 10 from the Howe 46-yard line.
So if Howe can hang on to this, next week they continue their road trip over to Commerce. And boy, they will have their hands full with the speed from Commerce.
Woo.
I'm telling you.
Hey, we'll be indoors.
Yes, we will be indoors.
2nd down and 10, 1:44 left. Handoff Darney up the middle. He's got a lot of speed, breaks through, 1st down run, tackled by Murphy at the 34.
I got so excited just now. I thought we all were going to be indoors. I was like, really? They got a new stadium.
You know, we could fake it. You could be right next to us and no one would know.
Hey.
We've done that before.
Speaking of acting, here's BU hog ties Kelly and brings him down for a yard loss. And when I say hog tie, I mean like Loy Lake FFA hog tie.
Roped him and brought him down. He wasn't going to let him get away. Ulmer wasn't going to let him get away.
2nd down and 11. Rogers under pressure by Mayo, escapes that, rolls out right, throws it deep down the field, almost. It was over the head of Murphy and Poole and goes out of bounds, incomplete, stopping the clock just under a minute with 59 seconds.
There is a flag on the play, I think, or after the play.
But you got to get credit to this Bulldog defense. I mean, they've thrown a shutout in the second half. I mean, they've made the adjustments. Coach Harvey, defensive coordinator, Coach Bryan, who's a defensive guy, made the necessary adjustments at halftime.
Well, you knew with Lance Bryan and Andrew Harvey on the staff, those defensive-minded people are going to come up with corrections. You knew that was going to happen. They've had a little bit of help from Tom Bean, shooting themselves in the foot a little bit in the second half.
Yeah.
But, even going back to last week, as Coach Bryan mentioned in the coaches show, the defense didn't play that poorly, especially against the number 5 team in the state. It's just the fact that you can't give them the ball at your 39-yard line every possession.
Especially that second half. It was just, I mean, you talked about it was just pouring. I mean, it was like turnover at turnover was on the Bulldog side of the field.
Tom Bean backs up to the 50-yard line after that penalty. 15-yarder. Now officials, Howe calls a timeout. How are we doing, Jay?
We're through.
You want to take one?
We can. It's up to you.
I will stay here. 59 seconds left to go in the game. We got a post-game show coming up where we'll do some interviews with, it appears, Knox Bounds, BU, Colin Murphy, maybe Bo Stevens if we have time. But we do have the Texoma Land and Home Realty team post-game show coming up. I'd like to thank all of our sponsors tonight, including Scoggins Funeral Home, Rapid Electric, Independent Financial, Hit Roof and Exteriors, Michelle Carney Photography, Ed Meacham State Farm, Tech Wave, Baker Air Conditioning and Heating, Night Furniture, All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights, as well as our normal sponsors, Corey Hernandez, Micah Belden, attorney Micah Belden, he's made some noise lately, GCEC. Here's Tom Bean, 59 seconds left to go in the game. 3rd down and 25. Rogers rolls out right, heaves it down the field all alone as his receiver Poole, but he can't connect with him. Overshoots him and it's incomplete, and Rogers is not happy with his receiver, throwing both arms at him.
And now
discussing with him.
Exactly what he did wrong. Because he was open.
Wide open. That took 6 seconds off the clock.
That was the McGuire Poole who was open downfield.
Once again, the last chance for Tom Bean here. 4th down and 25 coming up. That would have been a first down had he been able to connect there. Just got a pat on the butt from Jay Forsythe. Rogers rolling out right. Last chance effort to stay in the game. Throws it out of bounds. Incomplete, and the Howe Bulldogs will take over on downs with 46 seconds remaining in this football game. And BU shows the V sign to the Howe crowd.
Time to light it up.
Well, it's been a long time, Stephen Braswell. I don't know if Braswell's even ever done that before.
I don't think he I don't think he has.
He'll get the honors tonight to turn on the victory light.
I did many years ago.
Oh, you did?
Okay.
Well, never mind. Okay.
But I will do the honor again.
Okay.
I want to volunteer myself. I'd like to get the honor doing that one day. I went through 2 0-10 seasons as well.
I did.
Yeah, have you not done that?
I've never done it.
You got to be kidding.
I don't think I've ever done it.
Hey,
then Justin has the honors.
Stephen Braswell's. Okay.
I don't believe I've ever done it.
Braswell concedes to the Unabomber.
Braz to the Unabomber.
Snap back. Murphy will take a knee. You got to do one more. Hey, it's been a great experience here outdoors, being next to the pride of Howe.
Yeah, we talked about next week going inside, but being outside tonight has not been bad at all.
It's actually been a great experience, to be honest with you. And I gripe about it every time I have to do it, leading up to it. But it's always a great experience. Yeah. It really is.
Not too hot. Nice breeze coming through.
And there it is. Howe, your Bulldogs have the first win of the season of 2023. The V sign's going up. Justin White, why don't you do the honors here? All you got to do is hit that little button right there.
Light it up.
Ladies and gentlemen, the victory light is on in downtown Howe. Justin White, the Unabomber, has done the chores.
Light it up.
Light it up. Congratulations to head coach Lance Bryan and his crew and his team. It's been a great night. It's much different than it was a week ago, Justin White.
Yeah, and the first half was not, especially the first quarter, wasn't pretty, but they made improvements, made adjustments, especially at halftime, shut them out in the second half, and got the ground game going. Colin Murphy at quarterback, his first start of his career. It'll be interesting to see once Cooper Jones comes back, if they insert him back in the, I assume they'll probably insert him back in the at quarterback. But the defense played well. Braden Ulmer played with his hair on fire, knocks bounds, has some great runs. And we're starting to see what this team looks like.
Well, the chests are sticking out just a little bit by the boys in the white jerseys. Colton Little throws up the V sign, and now they take their helmets off and raise them up as they face the band and face the crowd. It's a much better feeling tonight than it was a week ago. And now you have dueling bands during the Howe School song. So we're going to try to get interviews. Caroline will be down there first up. She's going to try to get head coach Lance Bryan. Maybe he'll talk to you before he talks to the team, hopefully, but if not, we'll talk to them after they get through visiting. But you might tap them on the shoulder and let them know that you want to talk to them. That way they won't run off to their family.
But this is a good win. 1-1 on the season. Like I said, you got Commerce next week. And Commerce is a different team than Tom Dean, I can assure you. But this gives them a little bit of confidence going into next week's game.
With the challenges that we've had on the mic down there, you might see if Coach Bryan will come towards you instead of you going out there. Although you can go out there and test it, I guess, real quick. Michelle Carney down there taking some great photos of a great moment. A very happy Coach Bryan and a lot of smiles down there.
Can you hear me?
I certainly can.
And Coach Bryan, he's very animated right now. I mean, in a good way. He's positive. He had Braden and Homer stand up, so he knows Homer had a good game.
Can you text me BU stats if you have them?
Braswell, can you do that?
I think we're just about ready to have Coach Bryan as they break the post-game talk. Big hug. Coach Bryan and Knox Bounds. No, that's Colin Murphy getting the big hug from Lance Bryant, as he should. He drove the bus tonight. And now
Caroline's pointing at everybody like, okay, you stay here. You stay here.
And he had to get a big hug there from Riddle Me This. Caroline, take it over.
All right, Coach Bryan, congratulations on your first win of the season. What is it that you're going to take from this week to go into the next week after that tough loss week 1?
You know, we just went back to the drawing board and, you know, we kind of looked at what we needed to do different and, you know, really challenged the kids to step up and keep their confidence, and they did that. And, you know, we're a good football team. We didn't play like it week 1, but we know we're a lot better than what we played. And you know, the kids believe they've got a lot of confidence, and it showed tonight.
I ask you.
Go ahead. Keep.
Oh, he's huge. We put him in a lot of pressure situations in practice. We do conditioning, and we'll put the conditioning on how many kicks he makes or misses. And you know, I'm in his ear and yelling at him and stuff and trying to fire him up. But he drills them every time. Like, we have all the confidence in the world in him. Like, we're so happy to have him. He's such a weapon.
Ask him about BU.
Yeah, what do you think about BU's game tonight? It's absolutely awesome.
Oh, BU's a dog. You know, he's one of our guys. He's one of the guys that we depend on defense, offense, special teams. We put him all over the place, and you know, he's just a guy that does whatever we ask and as hard as fast as he can. And you know, he's a snot bubble kid, as I like to say, and that's just one of those kids that he's always ready for more, no matter what happens. And you know, we love him to death. Can't say enough about what he did tonight. That pick was huge. That was a huge momentum swing in the game. And you know, once he got that pick, you know, we kind of put the game in control and kind of grinded it out from there. And you know, he had a big part of that big momentum swing by his.
I saw your son over here doing some dance moves. Who does he get his dance moves? You or your wife?
It's probably a combination of both. I probably do mine more in private, but you know, I'll dance it up a little bit. I've got a little wiggle.
That was so cute.
Caroline, hang on. I want one more question. I want him to talk about his lunch pail quarterback tonight.
Lunch pail quarterback. What do you got to say about Murph?
Unbelievable. You know, he had to step up in a pressure situation, and you know, he got voted as a team captain. He was the top vote getter, and like, you know, the team believes in him, the coaches believe in him. And when we turned to him, you know, we felt pretty confident he was going to be able to get the job done. You know, obviously a little different style of quarterback, but you know, we had all the confidence in the world in him going into the game, and we built our game plan around what we knew that he did well. And you know, he commanded the offense, and you know, we all knew that people were going to have to step up. Everybody needed to step up, and he was one of them. And you know, he did that. You know, and not on defense either. I mean, it's 3A football. We're going to Iron Man it with our dudes, and you know, he's one of our dudes, and so you know, we put a lot of pressure on those guys to perform, and he did just that.
Cool. Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it. See you next week. All right, Bo. We'll start with Bo.
Wild dog.
Can move it. Yeah. Here we go.
There you go.
Bo, what a game. So tell me more how it feels getting this first win.
Oh my God, I can't explain. Last week, kind of just want to forget about it. We're going to have more wins like this, yes ma'am.
So what are you going to do to Commerce next week?
Oh, we got to play as a team. When we play as a team, we dominate. Of course, when we didn't come out the toughest, but BU got that pick and it just turned the whole game around.
It's fun to watch. This week, Bo. Knox leaps and bounds. Knox leaps and bounds. Well, hey, I haven't seen you in forever, so it's good to see you. So how does it feel? We were talking earlier that this is really, you know, what we've all heard about. How does it feel to have that first game under your belt that you know, I got this?
Hey,
I've just really been.
There you go.
I've just really been working really hard to get to the place where I am today, and the team has really. And I'm proud of the team, proud of myself, proud of the coaches, and yeah, expect more of that this year.
You're
a lot of wins.
You're a lot of fun to watch. We can't wait till next week.
Hey, tell him to listen to his touchdown call. It's going to be. He's going to like it.
Monty said to listen to your touchdown call. You're going to like it. Or was it leaps and bounds?
Leaps and bounds.
All right, Colin Murphy.
Lunch pail quarterback.
Lunch pail quarterback. What does that even mean? Do you know what that means?
I have no clue what that means.
We just let him talk. We don't know. We're just like, well, okay. Well, you put in a situation last week. You and had to come in this week. What is it like to lead this team to their first victory of the season? Never played quarterback in your career. How do you feel?
Yes, ma'am. It's a blessing, really is, but it's a change. I mean, it's a lot different than receiver, but I had my whole team behind me, and we did really good today.
You did awesome. How do you feel? Do you feel QB next week? Feel receiver?
I don't know, just whatever's needed. Whatever's needed, I got it.
Coach Brian,
ask him how it feels that the victory light is actually on right now.
Yeah, the victory light is on right now. Yeah. So you were great tonight. Congratulations on your first win.
Thank you.
Right, and BU, the player of the game in our books. I mean, is there anything you can't do?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's talk about.
He's humble.
He's humble. Let's talk about that pick. Let's talk. What was that feeling like?
It's pretty awesome. Fell right into my hands and had the sideline.
Killing it on defense, taking speed. All these guys. How's that feel?
Pretty good.
He's a talker, guys. Well, listen, after the week last week and that extremely tough loss and going through the practice, just letting all that go, how does it feel to come back, win on the road against a team that, got a rivalry?
Well, the loss really motivated me to do better, and I just wanted to come out here and beat them.
Just going. All right, BU. We'll see you next week. Thank you. Okay.
Great job, Caroline, and our player of the game, Braden Ulmer. We're going to have to remember to do players of the game each week. Mr. Braswell, are you ready for stats? And when you are, just kind of take it over. Any scores you can pass along real quick to us, maybe just a couple before Braswell gets started?
Yes. Lone Oak, who went 0-10 last season, 41-20 over Winona in the fourth quarter. They're going to go 2-0 on the season.
We knew they were going to be a lot better.
Yeah. Bells defeated Whitesboro 38-27. Commerce defeated Leonard 56-35, or that's in the fourth quarter. And one more before he goes on. Callisburg leading Pottsboro with 3:39 to go in the game, 28-21.
You got that backwards.
No, I don't. Yeah, they were winning by more earlier.
Wow.
So Pottsboro was on a comeback, so Callisburg trying to hang on.
Braswell, take it away.
Got it. So we mentioned earlier that last week Howe had a total of 77 yards for the game. Today they ended up with 43 rushes for 155 yards. So that was they had a really good offensive game going.
43 for 155.
Yes. Yep. 43 for 155.
About 3.5 yards a carry.
Yep. Tom Bean, on the other hand, they had 119 yards rushing and 115 yards passing. So we're looking at around 240 yards.
234.
234.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty balanced offense there.
Yeah, it is. Yes, it is. For the Bulldogs, individual leaders, we had Knox Bounds, 15 rushes, 82 yards, 1 touchdown. Colin Murphy, 19 rushes, 47 yards. And I want to throw in that 2 of those rushes were at the end of the game where he lost 6 yards because just doing the
kneeling.
Yep. So, BU had 5 rushes, 14 yards, and Bo Stevens, 4 rushes for 12 yards, and that included 2 TDs.
Stevens had 2 TDs?
Yep,
Yeah,
he did.
I think I remember.
Wild dog.
Yeah, I knew one of them. I forgot about the other one.
Sure did.
And how many to Bounds? Have you got to Bounds yet?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He had 15 rushes, 82 yards, and 1 TD.
Okay.
For Tom Bean, Bobby Rogers, 13 rushes, 58 yards, 1 TD. McGuire Poole, 4 rushes, 36 yards. Dallas Peavy, 4 rushes, 13 yards. And Hagan Darney, 8 rushes for 10 yards. They also had Bobby Rogers was 11 of 18 for 115 yards with 1 TD and 1 interception. From receivers, Braylon Barrett had 4 receptions, 64 yards, 1 touchdown. Colin Cherry, 4 receptions, 53 yards. And Brody Pearson 1 reception for 5 yards, and McGuire Poole had 2 for -7 yards. So,
all right. All right.
I just want to remind y'all this is the Texoma Land and Home Realty postgame show. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back right after this.
Buying and or selling your next home or property should be an enjoyable experience. At Texoma Land and Home Team, our commitment to the personal relationship of each transaction ensures communication you expect, while assuring that we'll be here the next time you need us. We're not a big box real estate company by design. This freedom allows us to be fully at your service. Texoma Land and Home Team, Renee Nichols Broker, 903-818-1645. Texoma Land and Home Team, for all your real estate needs, 903-818-1645.
Welcome back. We're going to recap the game with highlights here for you real quick before we exit Tom Bean Stadium. So the Howe Bulldogs took the ball first at their own 45-yard line and drove 5 plays before turning the ball over on downs at the 41-yard line. Tom Bean took it at the 8:37 mark at their own 36-yard line. They drove 4 plays and 64 yards and scored on this play. Wants to throw deep ball right side. All alone is Barrett at the 5. He could have walked the dog into the end zone. Yeah, and he basically did. That gave Tom Bean the early 6-0 lead at the 7:03 mark. Howe took the ball at their own 25 and drove 7 plays and had to punt. Gave it back to Tom Bean at the 3:01 mark at their own 36, but a fumble which was recovered by Gage Carr. Handoff met immediately. Ball's on the turf. Howe picks it up at the 20-yard line. There's the turnover you wanted. Gage Carr came up with it. That gave the ball back to Howe with 2 minutes and 54 seconds left to go in the first at the 21-yard line, already knocking on the door. They went 5 plays and 21 yards, and it was Bo Fo Show. Gets the snap, going to run to the right side. He's in. It's touchdown time in Texas. For the first time in 2023, it's Bo Stevens as the wild dog. And that gave Howe the lead after the Johnny Garcia kick. Made it 7-6 with 11:55 remaining in quarter number 2. Tom Bean got the ball back at the 44-yard line, and they faced a 4th down situation, and it was big Michael Riddle making the play. Rogers in the gun on 4th and 1. This will be a handoff to him in the back. It's Michael Riddle. Riddle me this. That gave Howe the ball back at the 10:07 mark right at midfield. They drove 6 plays, 50 yards, took a lot of time off the clock and scored on this play. Handoff to Knox Bounds. Left side, runs into a black brick wall. Breaks out of it. First down inside the 5. He's in. It's touchdown time in Texas. Knox leaps and bounds into the end zone for a 20-yarder. And that gave Howe a 14-6 lead with 6:31 left to go in the half. Tom Bean took it at the 35-yard line and drove 9 plays, 65 yards, and got their second score of the night. Rogers going to keep it himself over right guard. Pushes his way in. Touchdown, Tom Bean. And then Howe's next possession ended in a punt. And Tom Bean had one more chance right before the half. They couldn't do anything with it. As a matter of fact, Ethan Mayo probably should have scored a touchdown on a scoop and score, but the whistle blew before, and they ruled the end of the half. Moving on into the second half. Tom Bean started the second half with the football at their own 29-yard line. They drove down 9 plays but turned the ball over on downs. Rogers wants it, rolls out right, trying to tuck it up. He's going to be very close. I'm not sure he got it. I don't think he got it.
He didn't get that.
Turnover on downs as Howe stops him again. Howe got the ball at the 27-yard line, had to punt once again. Michael Riddle doing the chores even through cramps. Tom Bean took the football at the 3:50 mark at their own 23, and this might have been the biggest moment of the season so far with an interception by BU. Rogers wants to throw, rolling out right, man in his face, he's punished. It's picked off at the 45. Coming near side, BU to the 35-30. Cuts it up, runs over a defender at the 23-yard line. Ball comes out late, but BU makes the play of the night. And so Howe got the ball back. I thought they were going to capitalize on it, and they did. 8:14 on the clock. Rolling in the fourth quarter, took it at the 35-yard line. 6 plays, 20 yards on the drive, capped off by a 31-yard field goal by Johnny Garcia. Stevens gets it, same exact play, lowers his shoulder into the end zone. It's touchdown time in Texas. My bad. I don't want to ruin the Bo show. Let's do that again. So before the Garcia field goal, it was Howe got it back, and then Bo ended up recovering it, right? Let's run that again. Stevens gets it, same exact play, lowers his shoulder into the end zone. It's touchdown time in Texas. Stevens was never even brought down in the Wild Dog. So that gave the ball back to Tom Bean as Howe took a 21-12 lead with 1:36. I got ahead of myself a little bit. So Howe had to punt on the next possession. And then Tom Bean had to punt, rather, on the next possession. And then Howe, I'm all over the place, aren't I? Bear with me. It's game 2. Howe took it at their own 37-yard line and had to punt, and there was a fumble recovery. Riddle to punt it away. This one's nearly blocked. He took a lot of time. He gets it off, and it rolls, and it hit a Tom Bean player. Howe has recovered. It's BU. No, it's Bo. It hit a Tom Bean player and bounced off. At some point in there, I said it was the Bo show, I think. So Howe took the football back at the 35-yard line. Here we are back on spot, down to the 15-yard line, 6 plays, 20 yards. And here is the Johnny Garcia 31-yard field goal. 31-yard field goal attempt from the right hash for Johnny Garcia. Murphy to hold. Ball's on the tee. Garcia's kick. It's long enough. It's good. 31 yards for Johnny Garcia. That gave Howe a 24-12 lead, doubled up on Tom Bean with 3:28 left to go, and that, my friends, is your football game. The victory light is on in downtown Howe, and it's a good feeling for all the players. They're walking a little. They're going to be walking the hallways next week with a little bit of a poofed out chest.
A little more swagger.
A little bit more swagger, yeah. So, Justin, we went over scores in the Texoma Land and Home Realty postgame show.
Mm-hmm.
We went over stats. We went over highlights. Jake Roberts, last thoughts on this football game?
Well, I think how they definitely fixed their problem with the turnovers. That was probably their number one thing last week. And did they have any turnovers tonight? I don't
recall a turnover.
So. I don't think so.
And so going from 8,
they got a couple.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So they're cutting that down a little bit.
Well, especially going from 8 turnovers to no turnovers and also causing turnovers is just a huge swing of momentum. And that's definitely the reason they won tonight is the turnover battle.
Yeah, I agree with that. That gave them, it's extra. Anytime you get an extra couple of possessions gives you the opportunity. And they did capitalize on those turnovers also by connecting into the end zone on them. And the BU pick was huge. Justin White, your thoughts?
One thing I'll say is you got to hope that as they get more comfortable with this running game, that you use this running game as like, you kind of lean on it. And by the second half, it kind of starts to like wear down defenses, and that's kind of like this. Kind of what happened in the second half. You started to wear down Tom Bean a little bit, start getting bigger runs, being able to use Knox Bounds, his power, and hopefully when you bring back Cooper, use his power, and that's kind of hopefully what you'll be able to do later on in the season. Is your objective is try to utilize that run game and kind of wear down defenses.
Well, my final thought on this football game is that I'm very proud, as always, to be a Howe Bulldog, but it's fun to win. But I feel so good for Lance Bryan and his crew that, they went through so much last week. The good thing is you have a really good local newspaper to always cover you and all that stuff. The bad news is if you turn the ball over 8 times, the newspaper will write about it. And the newspaper guy does not like to write about that kind of stuff, I assure you. But tonight, all smiles, and it'll be a happy typewriter come Saturday when I'm writing the story of this game and the story of BU, who was on the front page last week with that that look of disappointment on his face on the front page. And this week, total reversal from that. And BU was throwing up the V sign, as the clock was expiring. So what a night for not only BU, Bo Stevens, and the offensive line, and Knox Bounds, and especially Colin Murphy. Just an outstanding performance, and I'm so happy for those kids.
Yeah, enjoy that this week. And it sounds cliche, but it was a team effort. There were a lot of people, a lot of players that played well and contributed to the victory. So enjoy this one this week and get ready for Commerce next week.
Who do we have tomorrow? Okay, sorry about that. We got Braswell back on the staff, and he's a big UT guy, so we'll be battling.
They got Rice. I don't know who OU has.
Arkansas State, I believe, is what yeah. So, hey, for everyone who's been a part of this one, including Stephen Braswell, Caroline Slauson, Justin White, Jake Roberts, I'm Monty Walker. So long, everybody.
You've been listening to the Texas Land and Home Realty Team post-game show. Howe Bulldogs football is a product of Studio 42. The full replay of the game will be available within minutes on this same link on YouTube and HoweEnterprise.com. Howe Bulldogs football is brought to you by Scoggins Funeral Home, Baker Air Conditioning and Heating, Independent Financial, GC Easy, Sonic of Howe. Also brought to you by Corey Hernandez State Farm, Rapid Electric, Brother Plumber, Attorney Micah Belden. Also brought to you by Howe Athletic Booster Club, Michelle Carney Photography, HIT, Roof and Exteriors. Also brought to you by Ed Meacham State Farm, the Llama Realty Group, TechWave, Knight Furniture, All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights, Texoma Land and Home Realty Team.
Turn out the lights. The party's over. They say that all.